Welcome to another episode of Aberrant, Project Utopia. This podcast is rated MA for fantasy violence, language, and sexual situations. The recordings for Aberrants will be in the raw, which means there will be little to no editing, no intro or closing music, and some silent moments also known as dead air. I am Kirk, and I am the Game Master for Aberrant First Edition.
I'm Mary, and I will be playing Bethany King.
I'm Andrew, and I will be playing Connor Blood, Nova name Zeus.
Okay. Last time we finished up the job, and we are under house arrest for another 12 hours or so. Right. So you can't leave Frankfurt. You're in your hotel room, I guess is where we'll start. And you guys went back to your hotel room and not the cruise. They didn't say whether or not they were going to stay for any amount of time. And you guys already talked to Ramirez briefly on the phone, I think.
Yes.
Or through communication. And he told you to sit tight for a little bit.
Yeah, it was something like, I forget the exact time, but it was like, yeah, as of...
It's like 24 hours.
Yeah, it was 24 hours. It was like, and he said like 24 hours from this phone call. So like, I guess since it was kind of in the morning, like 10 a.m. the next day. So
right.
Effectively checkout is when we were up. And I believe the tentative plan, which we've got 24 hours to discuss it, is to get a plane ride back to Project Utopia.
Right. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, shortly after you hang up, if you're checking bank accounts, your $1,200 from Project Utopia comes in. Oh. So
that'll be useful. Cause...
I'd say it was within the hour. It's pretty fast.
Yeah.
Would it be? I don't think it would be an email. No. You guys get a phone call from Chrome Samurai. Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
Could be worse.
Well, we just liquidated some of the stuff we found, and we'll be trying to process it all soon. I'm going to try and put it into some Swiss bank accounts for you guys.
Ooh.
So that it's usable and not traceable.
That sounds so James Bond villain. I love it.
Remember, Mr. Chrome, you get 5% of my cut.
Yeah. I've been working on that a little bit too. That'll take probably the rest of a couple more weeks to get that all straightened out.
Understood.
It looks like we got the money for the data drive, but we got the lower amount because we weren't in and out without anything happening or anything. So it looks like we're all going to get about $416,000 each for that. And the little gold bullion bars, we pulled about 46 of those, and they're worth $30,000 each. So that's over $1 million, almost $1.5 million. And the bearer bonds were worth $10,000 each, and we pulled 426 of those. So the total cash we got was over $5.5 million. So it looks like
a piece or total.
That's total. So once we get everyone paid out, it looks like each one of everybody will be making $1,350,000 and $670. It's a big number, but I'll be putting them all in your Swiss bank accounts, and we'll be doing that as soon as we can sell off some of these bearer bonds. But we got a mover who's going to move them fast. So, but it looks like I can start putting the drive data money into an account within the next couple hours. Because we got paid by our
finance
benefactor.
Yeah. Benefactor. So, have fun. And we're going to probably stay here for another couple days, and then I don't know where we're going after that.
All right, well.
Probably going to go vacation a little bit. Take it easy.
Seriously.
So, if you guys need anything, give me a call. And he hangs up.
She does that thing where she like hangs up the phone and then like collapses back on the bed laughing because she just learned that she's going to be a millionaire. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah. Even this payday is still even like hands down the largest Connor's ever had, and it's he's probably gone through close to this much money in his life, but that's throughout his whole life. Mm-hmm. So,
and I think point-wise, you can put down another listing for resources on your sheet for this, since it's a static amount of 4 dots.
Okay.
So I'd keep it separate, and then if you want to invest and stuff like that, then we can keep it going and not worry about it. I'd say if you invest it, and then a month later, if you don't touch a lot of it, it'll start generating its own money. You guys start getting emails from Chrome Samurai, and these are information dumps that he pulled off the drives before he sold them. So it's basically going to be all of the information in the main book, all the color pages, because a lot of that's top secret and things like that. It's a little outdated. It's months old, where if you're reading the book, it's supposed to be taking place right then. So this is about Jennifer Sliders having knowledge that Project Utopia may not be what it seems, possible sterilization of novas through the adrenochrome, not adrenochrome, adrena
something. The drug that is adrenaline named.
Yes, I had it somewhere. Adrenocillin, the pain deadener, which also helps people who are out of control with their powers when they first manifest. There are reports that the Middle East skirmishes may be a way of eliminating novas and keeping the population in check as well. There's also information about Corbin not killing her and that he was framed. There's a lot of hints about a group called Proteus within Project Utopia that may be like a Black Ops group. There are a few names of Proteus members or alleged members. Make a...
I'm just telling you right now, if he's sending this in any kind of Google Doc or data dump file that's like zipped and compressed like a tar bundle, I don't think Zeus can open it.
He sends instructions with how to open it on a phone, so it's not too bad. And reading through this on a phone is like, holy crap. If you have a laptop or anything, it's much easier to do that. I guess go ahead and make a investigation roll to get most of this information out.
Awesome. Nah.
Nope. Nothing.
We add my dice together and I get a 6. No ones though.
That's a good thing. That is a good thing. So you're getting most of this information I'm giving out.
Oh, hey, I got it. I got 2.
All right. And no meta, right? No meta.
No.
Okay.
That's a straight intelligence roll. It's not.
So there's also lists of other names of Aberrant members, and with you going through this, you find Zeus's name as a recent member that's been put out there. And it may be an email to you or about you for someone who is recruiting. Several references to a zero drive and broken links and things like that were in some of the documents. The contact... it looks like there was a Terrigen member that the Prime Minister was in contact with named Vetka Genova, who was wanting this zero drive, but it looks like negotiations to purchase it fell through a few days ago.
I believe we call that a suspect.
All right.
Or at least a person of interest.
Suspect.
Let's see.
It's like the difference between beauty slain and body found.
All right. So you guys if you're going to go through it with a fine-tooth comb, it'll take a while. If you're just kind of skimming it, that's where you find his name and things like that.
I'm probably just, it's like, that's a lot of stuff to go through.
Right.
We're on vacation. I got time.
So,
like, save it for poolside reading or something.
And it is nice this time of year in Germany. I'm sure your hotel does have a pool, all the stuff like that. So it's up to you guys what you want to do.
Yeah, I just rolled a odd or even if he would, and how he would react. And with...
Well, it depends if she told you.
Oh, that's right. You found it, not me. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
You're like looking at stuff like scroll.
No, and if I don't think to like... Again, I don't even know if he'd know Control F to look for his name.
Right.
So.
Right.
I probably would have been like, do you know you're in here?
Of course, I'm famous.
Right, but what's this about Aberrant? And that seems like I'd never heard of that one before. That's weird.
You've never heard of what you are?
I mean, as a slur, not as an organization.
That's when, like, he was in the Zeus form, and you see him actively power down. Like, you get the, like, sense of, like both the theoretical, bubble pop as well as, like, him actually. And it just, again, you just what's up.
I mean, it's right
Show me
here.
where?
Here.
It looks like there's an email about you, about recruiting you, and it should be easy. Let's see if it's favorable. Yeah, it's favorable. They're looking at your free attributes. So. Should be able to swim to the side. He seems disgruntled with general structures of power, that sort of thing. So it's a little biting, like, ooh, they read me. But, hey, they were looking for me. So
it was this was an email talking about me, not an okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And probably a follow up with he's joined us and that sort of thing. So, but there's other names and other people that these emails were about as well.
Okay.
And they weren't too horsed. He somehow has an information packet with all this stuff in it.
Yeah. I'm going to call Crumb Samurai, and I guess first, does he answer? Because if he's a busy guy trying to move,
it rings a couple times, and then he picks up the very last, and he sounds out of breath. There's a woman giggling near him, and like pillows being smacked against other people, and he's like, "What's up?"
No. He goes, "Hey, in that drive that you pulled from?"
Yeah. You got my info packet, right?
Yeah. Why am I in it?
I don't know. You were on the drive, man.
Make sure that gets scrubbed.
Yeah, we can scrub it.
All right. Enjoy.
All right. Anything else you want to
I've already
share
hung
with
up.
us? Okay. Deep. Hangs up. All right.
Yeah. This is Connor speaking, not Zeus.
Right.
So.
All right. So you guys have time. What do you want to do?
I guess this one
is
was like
probably
how
a-
many hours before we can leave?
It's like 12. It's not leaving
Oh,
the
it's like
city.
the same day.
Right,
yeah.
it's just leaving.
Yeah. Okay. Because I was trying to feel like, oh, did we already go to bed and like this is the next day, or is this like just
No, this is like after the phone call was hung up, and
Yeah.
we're like,
Right.
okay?
we're stuck here for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he said something like "Don't leave till tomorrow" or something like
Yeah,
that.
it was-
In case we got any questions.
Okay.
So you're in probably a very nice hotel. You probably would have checked them you both into.
Yeah, if we're getting paid $600 a day,
Okay. I want to
you know.
point something out real quick. When we first did this, I offered to get you a hotel room, and you said no. So this is just my hotel room.
Okay.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't remember that.
It's been
I
our
don't
base.
remember that, yeah.
It's been our base of operation this whole time. Because remember, we came in. I was getting my own hotel room. You said that you were going to take care of your own, because then you only went into my room to like change a t-shirt.
So I have my
Yeah.
own room. So
Okay.
so we would have met. Okay, that's fine. I would have been sleeping, so I would have like just come and found you and been like, "Hey, do you know you were hanging out in here?" Like,
Oh yeah, no. I was under the impression that we've just been hanging out in my room,
and that's
that
fine
we haven't
too.
even gone to yours.
That's fine. That's fine. It's not like I have all that much stuff. So like to me, it's like one hotel. Yeah, whatever.
Your backpack may in fact be a Pikachu backpack.
Right.
But yeah,
she's not into Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't think your parents would have let her.
That doesn't matter. She's.
But yeah, no, so definitely going to be more or less like packing up his room, like getting it all in, a tight order, because it's like literally as soon as I can check out, he's gone. And yeah, if you are in the room,
yeah, we're just hanging out.
He's gonna start, as he's starting to go through things. Just, he's gonna pick up, as he picks up like, an article of clothing, and he starts folding it, put it away. He goes, so when you go through and you start using your payday, I recommend that you only use what was given to you by Project Nova. Don't dip into what was given to you by the other group just yet.
Well, I mean, that makes sense. And also, I don't have that account information yet, but I'll keep that in mind. She definitely wouldn't be into Pokemon because that involves collecting things. And that's like the one thing that she's like, no.
That's fair. Okay. Very Tetris girl. Eliminate things.
Yes. No.
Okay. Frankfurt's a pretty good modern city. Almost 1 million people in it, proper. All kinds of districts, whatever you want to do, really.
I say, yeah.
Rail system goes all through the place.
I'm in a foreign country for really like the first time in my life because I just haven't been able to leave home, and I'm like, I'm just gonna go I want to go see the city, like hang out and take a train around and enjoy German food. Is German food good? I don't know. Let's go find out.
He looks at you and just goes, which version do you want to walk around with?
What? Whichever one doesn't feel like being a conspicuous asshole.
He takes a big moment to think about that.
And somehow she's not
surprised.
surprised.
Do you mean inconspicuous or conspicuous?
I would rather hang out without you being completely recognizable.
Okay. So he goes over, and he goes over to his bag, grabs a small bundle. He goes to the bathroom, and he comes out, and it is the most. It's the hands down most casual you've ever seen him. You're like, holy shit! Did he actually go to Target to shop down? And I mean, it's just boot cut jeans, an actual flannel checkered shirt, and then is this was it summer, fall, winter?
This is August, yeah.
August, okay.
And in Germany, I think the median high is 67 to 70 at this time.
And then just a really light cardigan that just kind of goes over it, half zipped, just a blue one or something like that. You're looking at it, it's it is just so plain. It is just so plain.
I mean, all right. Oh, wait, we're in Germany. Now I gotta find out if I can figure out if there are any bands playing that I want to go see. All the German metal lives here. That's amazing.
We do a screen cut to you down at the concierge desk, and he's handing you pamphlet after pamphlet after pamphlet. Apparently, the nightlife in Frankfurt is crazy. The music scene's crazy. So you walk out with a fistful of
I know what I'm doing
venues
later.
And food, and he circles some stuff, and you know what's going on. He knows exactly what's going on band wise in the area, and he has 5 things you should see tonight. So you guys walk out. It's a beautiful, light breeze, sunny. It's a montage from here on out
yeah,
of eating, drinking apple wine or hard cider they have, some sort of green sauce made out of hard-boiled eggs, little tiny mini sausages, which I'm not going to try to pronounce any of these. Some more sausages made of pure beef, cured pork cutlets, slowly heated in sauerkraut or meat broth. It's another thing they're known for. And some sour milk cheese, which is like served with chopped onions on the top.
There's so much eating food. Cakes, like anywhere there is food that I haven't tried yet.
Their specialties.
Yeah.
And some sort of little pastry made with marzipan with almond, powdered sugar, rose water, flowers, and egg. Usually for Christmas, but they have it. So yeah, this place is crazy. And they have tons of 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 big clubs that do all kinds of stuff. Everything from alternate rock to they have a club called King Kamehameha Club.
King Kamehameha?
Yes, I'm sorry. Named after the first king of Hawaii, and a fictional club in Magnum PI. It's a disco. Known for live music. It opened in 99. It's been going on the whole time.
Nice.
It says it closed in 2013, but we are well before that, so it is all good. They've got several techno clubs, restaurant/clubs, all kinds of stuff. Yeah, and these are all still open because a lot of them are closed in like 2016, 2015. The Cave is an unpretentious dance club with rock, metal, alternative DJs.
And we're like right in the middle. We're in 2008, right? Like we were like right in the middle of the power metal, like
industrial metal.
Yeah. Rhapsody of Fire is enormous in Europe and Rammstein.
Yeah. Not to mention Nova music is taking off at this time too, which is crazy.
Yeah, Firefly is absolutely different now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The guy actually spits fire.
Right. Without having to drink liquid first.
Yes.
Because there was a video where he did that. But he just does that. Mm-hmm. He's got a face mask and flamethrower. He does.
Yeah, he stripped a flamethrower to his face and just
spits fire.
Every time he said bang bang, he just
I think they actually did that in the one of the things I enjoyed about the movie Triple X is that Firefly is a live performance by Rammstein at the beginning of that movie, and it's like it counts as a music video because it's the whole it's brilliant. It's like the best part of that movie.
It is. It's like 3/4 of the song.
And on the soundtrack version, that song is my favorite version of Firefly.
Yeah.
So
nice.
Yeah.
So yeah. Well into the night, you guys are eating and dancing and listening to music and going crazy, talking to people on the streets. A lot of outdoor cafes here too. So,
well, the nice thing is that neither of us really. I mean, you make a stamina, right?
Oh yeah.
So neither of us really get tired or need to go to bed or care about walking around the city or need to get a cab at any point. Also, drinking all night, not really a problem.
Right. Well, this is where it's like, I don't know, but you may or may not notice, but definitely like viewers would notice. It's like as Connor's going around, where before in that first scene with the club, Zeus being life of the party, Connor's going around, and he's very much just blended in the background, just have a beer and a pretzel kind of guy. And like he's like, you're like, let's go here, and he's like, okay, just very calm, quiet, walking, following around.
Has Connor ever been to this part of Germany or Germany in general? Would he have, or would he have stayed mostly in like L.A. and Hollywood, that sort of stuff?
You know what?
Because he didn't have a great career beforehand.
Right. So that's why I was like, at 9 or 10, yes.
Would your parents have done anything?
3, no.
Other than spend money on his career? Yeah.
Well, I mean, like they probably would have done some things. Like I imagine, like
Disneyland,
like or that. But when I was thinking in terms of travel, it's like been to like some capitals in major cities, like Madrid, London, Paris. He's been to those. Frankfurt, Germany, probably not.
Okay.
Probably been to Rome, but not like Sicily or anything like that.
Okay. All right. So the montage ends at the end of the night. Any novas? Nope, no novas in the city, except for you guys. And if you're not powered up, then no one really bothers you for anything.
Yeah.
There's no Nova only club here. And a couple of the places might have pictures of a Nova that came by recently, that sort of thing, but no one's in the area. And people are playing some Nova music in some of the clubs, but it's not the same as hearing them live, from what you understand. That some of the Nova music actually, with the subharmonics and things that are used, totally different sound. Like they don't even call it Nova music if it's not live, that sort of stuff. So
that makes sense. If you can't pick it up in a recording studio, then
yeah. So if you're not powered up, it takes a while to get a buzz, but you guys can eventually enjoy yourselves, that sort of thing. And 2, 3, 4, 5 in the morning, you guys go back.
Yeah, it's when she decides she's done walking around,
which is probably when most of the clubs start closing down, right, which is a little bit later than.
And he's not being like a complete like drag or bump on the log. He's like, yeah, sure, let's go check it out.
Yeah.
And for once, she's happy to be like, oh, I want to go do this and this and does.
He's just like, all right.
And she's fine with you just coming along.
Yep. Okay. And you're able to take the train back to the airport. It's pretty nice, pretty easy. You guys get back, crash. What time are you going to get in the morning? Early, late?
If checkout... So he did all his packing and everything the night before. So if checkout is... 11, then, yeah, he's getting up at like 9:30, shower, brush teeth, powers up.
I was going to say 10 because she's got less to pack and also doesn't care that much. So, yeah, basically enough time to take a shower and get downstairs.
Yeah.
When you guys are getting up, you notice there's lots of messages that have come through text-wise. A lot of deposits were going into one account from different various unknown sources or money handlers, that sort of stuff. And you both have a message from Hector Ramirez saying he'd like to meet with you today, and there's a plane ticket set for you guys at the airport.
Okay.
To come back to Paris, where he's at. So,
yeah.
Get up, have some breakfast.
I say enjoy breakfast, and then
head on down. Train takes you back to the airport. It's not that
far.
Has
like a fruit crepe and a coffee.
Oh no, pile of waffles.
Oh yeah.
She spent all night eating, and now is still it's breakfast in the morning.
The food habits between these two is just comedic. Yeah. It's just comedic.
Now remember, even though you might be eating healthier, you still have to eat a lot because your body's just burning through calories.
Yeah, and what I kind of imagine is he just snacks on like the healthier things just all day. Like he just pulls out just like a bag of blueberries and eats like 5 or 6, puts it down, and 30 minutes later picks it back up again. You know, I imagine it's stuff like that. So like when he gets these actual meals, you know, it's a little bit more involved. But heavily. But he actively stays away from like the super greasy, super fatty foods.
Oh, and she's having all of the fun in the world, being able to eat all of the things that she's always loved and still be skinny. Yeah. Like this is amazing.
I'd say as a rough general rule, you have to eat 1,000 calories for every point in quantum you have a day to maintain. Now, if you blow your quantum pool out, you probably have to do even more than that to build it all back up. It's a lot.
So, believe it or not, even at 5,000 calories, it's really easy to do that.
Yep.
Like, it's...
Just if you're eating like super healthy stuff, you're probably eating more than she is because she's just cramming down.
Well, at the same point in time, though, it's like also within that's in the healthy range. Also, with tons of calories. A protein shake made with milk. Right there, you can make one of those easily with 1,500 to 1,700 calories. Just one of those.
Or you could make a waffle pile with syrup and butter in between every single waffle and top it with like whipped butter, and everything is much more delicious.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And it's
the way they describe it's a lot. So that it may even be like for each meal. Like
and it's one of those things too where I think if you dorm down, you don't have to eat as much because your powers are tamped down, which I think you spend most of your time that way anyway. So it's
right.
But yeah, definitely when it's flared up, it's like all of the food.
Yeah, and it's just these habits he's had from a kid that he's just never been able to break. Yeah. It's always the super healthy foods, and
it's all good. It's all good. It's just a lot.
Oh yeah. No,
would you like some watermelon? 2, please. A what? 2, please.
Yes, I would like 2. I would like 2 watermelons. Crates.
Yeah. All right, you guys get to the airport. It's pretty slick, pretty modern here. You've been through it once before, so it's pretty easy to find your way. Flight's really short. Lands in Paris. Same rigmarole. You come off the airport, and someone is standing there with a sign with your last names on it. And they're not obvious.
What is your last name?
Connor Blood?
Blood. So, sign that says King Blood.
Or is it Blood King?
Blood
It's
King.
Blood King. Yeah, the way this is rolling out, it's Blood King.
Yes, and that's fine. Either way, I'm happy.
And when he sees you two, he cracks a smile. It's not the same driver you had before.
Here's the thing, like Connor sees that either King Blood or Blood King, and Connor smiles a little. He sees that and just goes.
Beth may actually throw up the horns just for fun because that is metal as fuck.
Yeah, the way this is rolling out, that's exactly what it is. All right, let me save that for later. If you get your same driver, it might be more interesting later on. All right, short drive. You guys get to the small island. He lets you out. Any bags you have, he gets them out. And they can hold them at the front desk in the meantime. So, you guys walk into the place. An awareness roll.
I actually have dots in this.
Yeah.
I do too, and a sharp sight specialty or whatever they're called in the system.
Well, the place is kind of busy.
I got 4. What did we need?
4.
Oh, cool.
What's the
4 successes.
And 7 is a
Seven's
6.
always-
sevens? Yeah, no, I got 2.
2. You're walking in, and you notice a lady gives you a strange look. It's almost like she suddenly recognizes you and then tries to play it cool. And then she just keeps on walking past you.
Okay. And this is in full Zeus form when
Yeah.
I walk in. So, yeah.
Yeah, and she's dressed
once we
nicely.
land and we're on the clock, it's Zeus.
Yeah, she's dressed nicely. Blonde, pinstripe, charcoal business suit with super high heels. And do you turn around and watch her to see what she's going or anything like that?
Yeah.
She's got very expensive shoes on because you know the red soles are incredibly expensive.
Okay.
And as you're turning around, like looking up and down her look, you look back up, and she's turned around, looked at you, and then like surprised that you look back, and then turns back around and walks out, or is walking toward the
Do I
big glass
recognize
doors.
her? Because I would definitely be running that through my head. Do I think she's an aberrant?
Do you have any sensing?
No, I don't have any sensing. But I mean, like her beauty. Would I consider it like ethereal, like you see, like with like nope?
It's not creepy. It's not otherworldly, but she is pretty.
Okay.
I'd say she has an appearance about 4, if you had to.
Okay.
So, and there's still supermodels and stuff out there that have the look, but
Okay.
is that right? I'm sorry, her appearance is 2, so she's not that good looking.
Okay.
Make sure.
I mean,
What's your appearance?
mine is a 3.
Yeah, 2. And she, other than the outfit she's wearing, it doesn't look like her nails are spectacular, or anything like that. Like it's not, her hair is not too done up. It's like pulled back in a ponytail. So
But I don't.
The style isn't there. She doesn't have any style or anything like that.
But I don't recognize her.
What would that be? That would be
Perception awareness again, or investigation. Probably not maybe a wits rapport.
shoot.
Because I'm thinking like memory.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything like that.
Mix it up, wits and awareness.
What is the mega memory? I know there's one before that, like edict memory or eidetic memory.
It's under intelligence.
Okay, so I guess it would just be an intelligence roll.
Just a straight intelligence.
Yeah, just right off the top.
Neat.
Very rarely will that happen.
I got a 1.
She looks familiar, but you're not sure where you've seen her before. Like you haven't met her, definitely. But
Okay. And was she sitting at a reception desk?
No, she was walking out toward the front door as you guys were walking in.
Okay.
She looks back one time, and then she starts when you look back at her, and she heads toward the revolving doors to go outside. She doesn't have a briefcase or anything like that.
Okay. When we do walk past reception, I do ask the receptionist, just like, who was that?
She says that's Miss Bayette.
Miss Bayette.
Who? What? Because I didn't notice at
All
all.
of a sudden,
I'm
you're
just
like, why are
like,
we
what?
stopping?
Yeah. It's like, Miss Bayette. And it's just one of those like, do you know who she had an appointment with?
Yes.
May I ask whom?
We try to keep things confidential between Nova business unless they want to share it with you. It's not my place to say.
So she is a Nova.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you. Looks down at whatever her name tag is. Ginny.
Yeah. No problem. And you're here to see...
Mr. Ramirez.
Oh, okay. She pushed the little button. You can head up.
Thank you, Ginny.
Well, that was weird. Do I want to know why you were asking about a random woman in the lobby that I didn't see? As we're away from
Right.
the...
Is it just you and I in the hotel? Is this just the two of us in the elevator, or are there other people in there?
Oh, let's see. There is one other person when you guys get in.
Okay.
And they look bored and tired.
Yeah, he just kind of like he takes his stance in the middle of the fucking elevator and just goes, "Oh, it's not important."
You go up one floor, it opens up, and the guy gets out. Yeah, and the door's closed, and you guys are by yourself. You got 3 more levels to go.
Is it totally enclosed? Elevator? And like, okay.
Yeah, it's
powers down
glass.
into Connor. There, just goes, "Yeah, I take interest in people who see me and then start to run." She did not want to make eye contact and did not want to be anywhere near me for some reason, and I'm kind of interested in why. All Might's back up. And just again with that stupid shit-eating grin.
She couldn't have been running very fast. I didn't see her.
And you guys reach the floor, it opens up, and these are the exposed walkways with no walls and things like that. Again, you're seeing other people with powers being trained and tested and things like that down below. You get to Ramirez's office, the door's kind of cracked open. You guys go in, it's a Spartan office again. Make another perception roll.
Just him or...
Both.
Three.
3, 4.
I'm really good at perception.
You both catch when you first walk in, it's kind of a strong perfume smell, and then as you sit down, it's faded a lot. So, but it's very striking.
Did I smell it on the woman?
You weren't that close.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He says, "Welcome back." And did you guys write up any material on your accounts or anything like that?
Oh, I kept absolute receipts during the time we were on the clock.
Oh, okay. He says he takes whatever receipts you have and kind of like sets them down. He goes, "No, I mean, do you write anything down as to what you saw and what the times were and everything like that, like a report?" I didn't ask for one, but I just didn't know if you guys...
Right, and I
gave all
jot
that
down
information
details.
to the police, and they were filing the report, and I figured I made sure to tell them that you were supposed to get a copy of it.
Yeah, they're not turning it over right away. So I guess we'll just start with, what did you guys see? What happened? Goes to the whole thing.
Yeah, and I start off by letting them know I was 2 miles outside, and I heard a large explosion. I give them roughly the time, at which point in time
So you're writing things down, radios down.
started flying towards, in order to make sure that we had round-the-clock coverage. We were taking,
Right, that's... I wasn't there because it wasn't my shift. We decided it would be better if we...
Okay.
Just to make sure that it was covered for the whole time. And
At which point in time, once, I made it to the gate, there was a little bit of a delay getting all the paperwork and everything in order. There was another crash at that point in time. We were then able to, with the guards that were on the premises, we made our approach. I made it to the scene first. I began clearing debris as much as I could out of the way. One thing I noticed that was rather interesting is it seemed to affect everything 2 feet and up. Everything below that seemed to either be untouched or just scuffed by debris that had fallen upon it.
Okay. And he just asked some brief questions like, what direction were you guys staying at when you were watching the place and things like that? Like, he wants to know which way you came in. And
because we were told to come through main gate, I made sure I was directly in line with that, which I believe was to the south of the premises. I came flying up along the road, probably closer to more of a south, let's say maybe western.
Okay.
Approach.
He pulls out a small map and is like, "Okay, so here is this, and where were you coming at from here? Do you see?"
I let him know it's like I would have been back here, and per these. I wasn't exactly sure what counts as a moving vehicle, so I flew along the road.
Okay, okay, that makes sense. He takes the map back and makes some notes. Okay, well, it looks like, and he finishes writing up a few other things after you're done. It looks like one of the guards saw some sort of flying object that was coming toward the house after one of the cameras went dead. And did you guys? That's what you thought was the drone? He goes over again. That flew through the windows when you reported the first time.
I didn't mention any drone.
I don't know if you did or not.
I
can't remember.
Right, and I wouldn't have been there, and I don't think I
Right.
would have said, I wouldn't volunteer any information because in theory I wasn't there.
Okay.
So if he didn't talk about it.
I don't recall any police coming to I believe I was the only one who spoke with the police. And
This was at the guardhouse. They noticed something was coming in right after one of the cameras went dead. Something was on a direct trajectory with the house. And let's see. And we also there was also found some large footprints outside of one of the gates. And he turns around behind him and flicks on this PowerPoint almost. And it's 2 big footprints that are deep in the ground on the other side of the thing. And he clicks through a couple other slides of the pictures. And then he goes to a bunch of broken branches laying on the ground and some tire tracks. And he said, we did come across some of broken branches and some tire tracks along the road, and they're trying to track it down now. It's a little difficult because it wasn't terribly dusty or wet, so there's no good prints. But and there's nothing on the cameras. And he flips through a couple other things, and they show like blocks of feeds. And he says, it looks like there's some glitches in the local footage, but we're trying to scan, see if we can find other cameras around and pull footage from them. So, but they're still sifting through the rubble at this point. And it looks like some items of value are missing, but we're not sure what was actually taken. And at that point, he kind of jumps a little bit, and he reaches in his pocket and pulls out his phone. And excuse me, just a second. Reading something. Do you guys have mega wits at all? Either one of you?
No.
Telepathy or anything like that?
No.
Okay. What would this be? I guess go ahead and make a rapport roll if you have it.
Awesome. No. I got wits.
Then you can go ahead and roll, but you're going to need more successes to see what was going on.
Yay, not
I
possible.
got all of one. One success.
I got 1.
You both look at me. He looks bored. He sets his phone down. So did you see a vehicle when you arrived at all? Going to or from the place?
I didn't see any vehicle driving away or coming to.
Okay.
And you're saying that the vehicle was parked on the opposite side of the building from where they thought they saw the drone coming through?
He pulls up another PowerPoint, and it's this map,
right.
And he shows exactly where the vehicle was, and you're all like...
Out of curiosity, because I actually asked, so we zooms out where they say like the vehicle was. I'll go, so about how far was from here to here?
From here to here?
Yeah. Because we said like each of those was like 30, 20 meters. So that's one of my questions I ask him, but like, so it's like So let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Might be easier with a ruler if you really wanted to get detailed.
It's about 11 or 12.
Okay.
So 200. So 220 to 240 meters.
Okay.
So
Do you have mega perception or anything?
I,
like that?
I do not.
Okay.
So yeah, that would have been outside what I could probably see.
Okay. He was just
especially at
asking
night.
if you saw a car driving either way.
Yeah.
And it's got the footprints are here. Whoop, whoop. And he says, so it looks like we're looking for a grower. There may have been a grower on the scene. And you were where were you located during this time, Beth?
And she doesn't hesitate, but I'm like, I think, because I wouldn't have been anywhere near there, right? Because we decided that we were taking shifts, and so it was, or at least not close enough to help.
Just out of character. You would have been in town, right?
Yeah, I think I would have been. Yeah,
So
just back at the hotel waiting
Okay, so
for word before I go that way to.
what are you guys coming up with where you were staked out? I think that's what we need to figure out. Like, were you
I would have said
just
like
hanging out somewhere?
Yeah, I would have said I would have been. So one thing that I did work out with Chrome Samurai was that he was going to spoof me into a location nearby, and that's the location that I list as where I was staking out.
Okay.
And they said if we weren't at the stakeout, then you were free to go around the rest of
Right.
Frankfurt.
And I would have been aware of that location because we would
Exactly.
have decided on that before we started. So it was like I knew I had to get back there at a certain time so that we could take over and make sure that the place was covered the whole time we were. But
Okay.
this all went down while he was watching it.
Okay. I think it's pretty rural out there too. Let me pull that up real quick if I can.
Yeah, that's why I was picking like something that was like 2 miles away.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of farmland in that area.
Like it like really like I'm like what would be like a nearby, and I realize this is relative, bar.
This property is almost at the edge of Frankfurt city limits, up north. So I want to say it's very farmland-esque. Yeah, it's in here. Lots of farmland. Lots and lots.
Someone's got to have a bar. Farmers drink all the time.
There it is.
Whatever the closest piece of public property I could get to, that's probably where I was spoofed to.
Okay. I think I know. I didn't write down the street names, of course. I think we're just going to say you were, oh, shit. It's very rural. Like, it's all farmland out in this way. Let's just say there was a local, like, Quick Mart or gas station out there. I think the closest thing is a water treatment plant. I mean, it's way out there.
Okay,
So
so
I
I
picked
was
it as because it was so far out.
okay. So I'll say I was near there, and I had a police scanner
Yeah. Okay.
because I could totally afford one of those with 3 resources. So
Okay. And when you guys checked out of your rooms in Frankfurt, they were all paid for. Utopia picked up the bill on that.
oh, cool.
Cool.
All right. Let's see. And he asks again, why were you not both on the scene at the same time, or why didn't you contact her? That sort of stuff. It's just because, and he brings up literally like you don't sleep much, right? Both of you. I mean, it's a Nova thing, like days maybe, depending on what your stamina is, and if you have mega stamina, it's even
days. It's weeks.
right.
Yeah.
And also make sure real quick on if you have high mega stamina, that you also have reduced down your dice pool penalties on your...
That was what I said earlier.
Yeah.
That was me rereading
Because if you're
that.
at Mega 3, I think it's like -3 off of all of your...
Oh, yeah, no, I've only got a Mega 2.
And 2 still reduces them by
2, probably.
2, I believe.
Oh, damn.
That was
So-
here, hang on. I just highlighted it. It's
and on the drop...
dice pool penalties due to injuries reduced by 2.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
when you go into
wounded, don't do anything.
Right.
For me, it would just be
Yeah, it's
maimed
and
and
crippled, and
Right.
then that's still only 1 and 2.
And so there's a drop-down menu on this character sheet where you can select the zeros.
Yeah. No, I'll totally do that.
So yeah, don't forget, because that is a big thing in these games, is these dice pool
Oh,
penalties.
that's cool. Where it gives you the option to make that. Equal
Yeah,
to-
I threw them in there because I was like,
I like it.
driving me crazy with making these in the past. And I'm like, we got to just change this. So
Yeah.
I think they had like some permanent ones that were on there, and I covered them up in case you wanted to.
That was one of the
create
edits.
extras.
I noticed that this looked different on the second sheet
Yeah.
you sent. So
Yeah. And to answer, so I guess running back to it, just to the notes, like, well, yes, we can go long periods without sleeping. It's easier to get distracted when you have more than, one person's, keeping watch. Idle chatter. No one's paying attention to the.
He's writing things down.
Yeah. No one pays attention to.
also, the longer you're on a shift, the less likely you are to be paying attention to what's on. So it's better to be able to come in fresh and take over and not have been watching for hours and hours.
And he asked, like, when did you contact Beth to let her know what was going on?
I contacted her as soon as I got to this. So as soon as we deemed the scene clear, that was the first time I had the ability to contact Beth. Mm-hmm. And then I contacted her again once I got back to the hotel room.
Okay.
Informing her that that I had informed the police and spoken with them, because we were waiting for them to arrive when I first contacted her, and then after I spoke with them, they said that they may need to come by and speak with her and confirm stories, but they never showed up.
Okay. Yeah, it seems the military has really taken over this investigation, and they are not releasing any information whatsoever on what happened at the estate since the Prime Minister's plane went down. And we have actual Team Tomorrow members on that trying to figure out what happened to the plane, but it looks like it disintegrated in the air as it was en route. So they left in the morning, and as they were pulling into land, it destroyed itself.
Like Andromeda strain destroyed itself, or like Nova hit it, destroyed itself, or like Missile hit it, destroyed itself.
It disintegrated.
Okay, Andromeda strain then.
Yeah.
All right.
Like the shuttle did years ago, that sort of thing. So,
Maybe the shuttle Andromeda?
No, I meant the Michael Crichton book,
Right.
but it's
Oh,
which I haven't read or seen, but
that's fair. In the end of
Challenger,
plane,
that's what
Challenger is the
yes.
one that disintegrated in the air.
there was another one that was coming in for a landing, and I think disintegrated too, didn't it? I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I know Challenger was in the.
Challenger was still on the pad, wasn't it?
No, that was.
It was lifting off when that
Yeah.
blew up.
Yeah.
I watched that live. That was crazy. All right, I was homesick that day. I want to stay home and watch this other thing. You can't. I'm sick. Okay.
Was it a man? Was it one of the Mercuries that disintegrated?
Maybe.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, it just kind of just breaks apart.
Right.
And then,
And then all the pieces just kind of yeah.
And then there is no plane.
Right.
No, nothing. Yeah. All right, then. He pulls out some packets out of his desk and lays them down. He says, we'll need some promo shots of you for legal if you want to continue working for us. And while we're doing that, we can test some of your powers and your levels and record all of that in case there's incidents later on that we need to figure out if you could have been responsible for something or not responsible for something. If we need you for certain situations, we know you'll come up in the database to be called. If you want to do that today, you can do that today. We can make time. If you want to do it some other time, we can schedule it, or you can call us and schedule it, and he hands you both little cards. As soon as this gets done, we can release your in-file to InTV, and they can start promoting you and things like that, putting you out there.
I have a flash drive with headshots on me that I give him.
It is okay. Can we get some professional ones done now with you two together? If you guys are going to be a team,
I don't have anything else going on, and I mean, okay, yeah, sure.
So yeah, like I said, I give them the single ones, and like on there are like it's got like, you know, the in suit, the in business suit, like some like swimsuit shit modeling that I've done. It's a complete like portfolio. It's like, what do you need?
He plugs it on the desk, and they're like cycling through above his head, and he's watching a little monitor on his desk. Oh, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, and you're like, what the hell?
And there's like several like power shots too.
He's like, we could start with some of these, but let's get some of ours on a green screen so we can really like put you in cityscapes and at things. And we, like I said, we also want to get you powered up using your powers, and then we can test them at the same time. You can fire at objects or sensors, and we can get that all recorded. And we'll do some short video and stuff like that, and in image capture and all that stuff. If you want to do it today, we can do it today. It's no big deal.
I'm here. Let's do this.
All right. Jenny, we need to do Beth and Zeus today. Do we have spots for them? Yeah, we could do it. We just have a room come open. They're cleaning up right now. Okay. You guys walk out, and if you do a perception awareness roll.
I do let them know that I do need to get into my suitcase before I can do this.
Okay.
I got 2.
Only got 3 that time.
With 2 and 3, as you're walking out, you can see the whole facility down there, and there's one room that they're cleaning up. It's kind of smoking a little bit, and some broken mannequins that have been shredded, and they're cleaning them up real fast. So you guys get in the elevator, you head down, Jenny takes you in. It's the same room. Smells a little smoky. There's like no ceiling. These are all glass-walled things.
It is fireproof, right?
Yes, yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah. And they do different things where cameras are at the outside on the other side of the glass. There's lots of them all around. It's almost like the Matrix movies where they had just like all around you. They bring in several mannequins. Some are fire retardant. Others are able to take electrical strikes. And they go through each one of you individually doing all kinds of poses and stuff. And they have hair and makeup, bring in outfits. And they go through you like the database of they scan you and put you in real quick. And then they start throwing different tops and bottoms and everything. Like, what do you want to be called? And what do you want to be branded as? Because we'll send it off to the firm and they'll trademark you, and no one will be able to take your look or your name. You're already in there probably. But they also do this for you. They take a quick picture of you and start sliding through similar looks to yours, but a little different with like Italian designer. White suits with like a gold, almost like lightning bolt looking tie and crazy shit.
Yeah, and it's one of those like the
little laurel leaves in gold.
There's like 2 or 3 things that they pull up, and I pull it out of my suitcase. Like, yeah, I thought it looked good too.
What's your style?
My style is 3.
Roll your style and social.
So that would be style and appearance.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Three. Did not do well on that one.
You pull out a few things, they keep going, and you're all of a sudden there's the slow pan closer to your face as your eyes start to light up a little more, and like you get this weird smile on your face. It's shit you have not imagined, and they start putting it together.
And the stuff I'm pulling out is like, you can skip that.
Right.
No, show me better.
So the people they have working on this might be a Nova that's doing some sort of something with like Style 5 and mega appearance and things like that. So they may have built this database. So you're both getting like this crazy like.
Well, and I'm like weirdly into this because she also has mega appearance and a couple of dots in style and
right. Like so it's good. Like, you guys have good ideas, but like this just keeps like it ramps up as it goes along because it doesn't want to give you something early on that you're not gonna go with. Does that make sense?
Right.
They don't want to waste the good stuff if you're fine with some of the lower level style stuff.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying. That's what he was getting at with it, was just the, it's like...
You're pulling them out, and all of a sudden you're like...
It's like, you have to do better than this.
Slowly putting them back.
Okay. Good. Now try.
Yeah. So it depends on what your look really wants to be, because this is sponsorship now.
Right.
So it's a different level. So if you wanted something like Scarlet Witch from Age of Ultron, that sort of...
I see, that's somewhere in between
like a long
industrial and superhero is what you would end up going for.
If you want Ginny Garofalo from Mystery Men, you can do that whole look. It's up to you. I mean, like the whole thing keeps sliding by, and you're like, oh. And every time you like, ooh, it's something, they do like a quick snapshot, and it starts printing out.
Right.
The actual costume.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And out of character, it might take me a while to figure this out, but I will give you a solid idea on this.
Okay. So the existing suit that Zeus was wearing was very like Athens armor, but more modernized, and it was already kind of had like that like milk leather look to it, and it had very large blue lightning bolts going down it. So that's like roughly what he had.
This is like, the higher it gets, the more subtle it gets.
Yeah.
But like, instead of like regular pinstripes on a white suit, they're micro fine gold, like real gold.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's what I'm saying. Like this is where he was starting from,
Right.
and so he can get into more of the sleeker looks.
Yeah.
And he does mention, he's like, okay, so I do like the white look, but I feel like we need like a solo suit, and then I will need something that complements my team member over here.
So they go through all this, and as they're doing this, they're also bringing up qualities that these suits, while not ooh fiber, they have. Like yours would be a little more conductive because it's got gold thread going through it. Some of yours is super flame retardant, so you wouldn't have to use your powers for it. But it might, like if you need flame to start, they would have built-in igniters and things like that.
Okay.
Or soled shoes that would not immolate, and you'd be able to walk on things like grass.
Oh, without lighting it all on fire with my feet.
Right.
I like that plan. Yeah, it'd be a lot of black and red and leather and yeah.
And you have quantum bolts, right? So your hands have to be free. Yes. So it might be like gloves with fingertips exposed, where you could grab onto things if you had to without melting them, but you could still...
I like this plan. Yeah, finger guns.
Or you're just bellowing out fire out of your mouth. It's up to you.
She definitely throws it because of the flamethrower kind of thing. It's not just a single burst.
Or if it's coming from the palm of your hand, the palms are cut out, that sort of thing, where the rest are all gloved. And
yeah, no, it would definitely be fingertips, because fingerless gloves look way cooler. Let's be honest.
So they keep printing out, and they also, when they're done, they show you ooh fiber versions, which you would have to pay for or work for first, and they can give you. And at that point, it kind of goes into alien technology, because the Novas can command them to change with their mind. So it could be your suit 1 minute, and then
it can power up and down with me.
Right. Okay. And it also holds Nova points, and it also acts as direct armor. So it's good stuff.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, like how much would that cost in normal resources or
ooh fiber?
It's a background, so
they don't. I don't think they put down like what it actually costs.
Right. That's what I think, because they put it in as a background. They're like, this is what it's as valuable as actual things.
Yeah. Where did that?
Yeah, the only reason why I thought about like paying for it is because like you're like, oh, this is stuff you have to pay for. So and so is saving up wants to steal enough money to buy oob fiber, and it's like,
page like 140. Oh, you got it.
Yeah, and I'm trying to think. Did they don't have it really anywhere else that I saw.
Right. No, I think that's the only place where it was like
look in the back,
laying out rules for it.
And you would think they would put something in about it.
Because I guess
141. That's it.
Yeah, I guess it's valuable enough that if you don't spend the points for it, you can't have it. So
yeah,
it's not like you can buy it.
Huh. I wonder if it's in like a player's guide or something like that later on.
I don't know, as another way to access it.
Yeah.
Because if it is just a material good,
it's not necessarily. They make a synthetic version of it, but the real stuff is produced by a nova as a secretion. So it's like,
it's like their fur that grows off of them.
Right.
Which the synthetic stuff they're using for fiber optic cables, and that's how the OpNet then is a lot like our internet now. It's super fast. So,
and that was I think I had read about this synthetic stuff, and that's what I got in my head.
Their technology, I think we discussed roughly this. Their technology and stuff that they had back in 2008 is what we have right now. They're like 10 years ahead.
Right.
Right, with slightly different paths to it, but essentially you're looking at 2019 technology in 2008 instead of.
Here we go. What does Utopia do?
So YouTube is hitting big right now. Facebook is hitting big right now. I guess it would have already been around.
They would have already been around because YouTube was 2005. Real World, Facebook would have been a little bit earlier than that because Facebook started when I would have been in college.
Let's see.
MySpace is still dead by now.
I was going to say, would that still be going on if people were self-promoting and stuff?
Yeah, I don't know. But so would like the N network have taken over kind of like you wouldn't have Facebook unless you're a Nova because everybody's like watching the Nova accounts or whatever. I don't know.
Or would Facebook still be very private sort of communication, and would MySpace have been bought out by N? Right.
Yeah, is Facebook still just for college students? And then MySpace becomes the social media platform before we had the term social media platform.
Yeah. So I'm reading over just the Utopia real quick, and this is one of the things where it annoys me that they do in Exalted, because the artifacts are all backgrounds, but you can clearly buy, trade, and sell artifacts.
Right.
Yeah.
But they don't list a resource value for any of those, and this is exactly one of those things.
I thought they did at one point. They had prices for some stuff, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's been.
I think they did in like the 2.5 errata.
It's been a while.
And it was one of those like, for an artifact, you had to have double the resource points or something like that in order to buy it.
That's probably
and it permanently dropped your resources to make the purchase or something.
Yeah. You had to have double, and then it dropped it permanently by one.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's stupid. Which meant you literally couldn't buy a 3 resource artifact. Yeah. Which I guess kind of works for the way that game worked, but at the same point in time,
that's why I gave them away. There was no sense in doing that. Just so he's definitely interested in the U5er. And
that sounds like fun.
It's one of those like, we just got a fuck ton of money, and he comes from being rich.
Money
right. I mean, not that I can tell you about right now, but
but there is a black market probably readily available in some cities. Probably Ibiza, you could probably find it somewhere. Yeah. So, all right. So I guess for now
Bridge
we'll just
cross
say
later.
Yeah. Double the amount of whatever the rating is, and we'll worry about it tanking a resource point or not. You guys might not have to worry about it if you keep making lots of money, so that sort of thing. Because eventually I think they start paying Novas close to $500,000 for like one showing and things like that, and like big stuff, it's even more, so maybe a couple mil. All right. So the rest of this, I want to say a couple hours of this. Hair, makeup, the whole 9 yards.
Hair, makeup, trying on outfits, trying on different outfits, and then, lighting things on fire or not.
Yeah, and they go through the whole thing of
photo shoots.
Separate shoots, and they bring you in together where you're kind of back-to-back and doing stuff and things like that.
I show you how like some of these poses that you can do. It's okay, so if you do this and you pop your hip like this, and like all of a sudden it's like you get this like, curve look on your back and everything coming down.
Yeah, if you don't have style, it's...
No, I have style.
Oh, you do?
She's got 2 dots in style and actually an extra die because of mega appearance.
There you
go.
Yeah. And it's one of those, just because he's been in front of the camera so much that he just like reflex starts giving you these things knowing you haven't done it before.
Right. But they all make sense, and she's like, oh, I can take that and do this.
Right. It's what it's like. He's like, yes.
Yep. So this goes on for several hours. If you want to cut it early, you can. If not, this can go into like the evening.
I'm having fun.
Because they're having fun too. This is like their fun part of their job.
And I don't have
too.
anything better to do.
And this is the shit
They're
that Zeus
bringing
I would say that's
Absolutely.
pretty much your life.
I
so.
think at this point in time, it's a when do they kick us out? I think that is the question.
They bring in
And this
food.
is a
they
brand
switch
new
out.
experience, so
Right.
it's
Do we even get to testing powers?
Oh yeah. It eventually comes around.
Because just with the photo shoots and posing, that's what Zeus is like. Yeah. So this.
And so it's a lot of posing with the powers. They're like, have you do the pose and shoot whatever your powers are at one of the dummies or one of the things. And there's a group of people off to the side outside, and they're all taking measurements and readings, and you could see you through these screens that are glass.
at some point I light myself on fire and I go, Are you fireproof? Do you know?
You go,
The reflex as she comes toward your nice suit, you're like,
right. So
I don't touch you. I know that I can actually hurt you.
So you do
Just
that.
like-
Wait, hold on a second. Okay, so he stands up a dummy and he does one big punch.
okay.
And with your hand, like they go, okay, punch my hand.
Okay. And she does.
He takes that, absorbs it, and you kind of like see like this.
What's your absorption level?
I would say, yeah, that's gonna
It's one.
What is your immolate
So the immolate will do
rating?
Yeah. So
the immolate rating is 2.
Okay, so you don't
No,
go,
3. Immolate is 3.
Yeah, you don't go out.
No, I don't
But
go
you can
out.
feel it
I yeah.
drawing off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
no,
no,
and
yeah.
even then, I wouldn't be able to.
If your rating was higher, it might.
Because she does 6 lethal damage at a touch with just the immolate.
Yeah,
That doesn't
power
even
levels. It's
Yeah,
not-
and that doesn't get through like my soak or anything like that. So like he takes that and then he hits.
Wait. Quantum plus power rating times 2. 9. 9
Okay,
dice.
you still don't get through my lethal.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, because this doesn't include my invulnerability. So yeah, so that would get through my lethal, and I would have to do some kind of soak or whatever or damage or.
What other armor and stuff did you have? You have a bunch of armor written down, don't you?
It's the super suit, which was like protective, but even then, that still only gets me to a 7.
If you wanted, the crew will take back that super suit and dispose of it, so you're not recognized with it or anything like that. It was up to you.
Yeah, no.
No, I would have given back the
Yeah, I would still.
They're all like throwing their shit in a bag.
The black
and-
turtleneck, yes.
Yeah,
No, I would have.
No, the black turtleneck didn't even make it into the suitcase. That got destroyed before. No, the super suit totally holding on to because that's going to go into the official memorial museum of my life.
But that was already yours, right?
That was already mine.
Yeah.
Right.
But no. So for this, it's like because I would have to do like some kind of roll to absorb the 2 points of over.
Okay.
But so one of those I take those because I even think there's still like a minimum, which is like at least 1 or 2.
Okay.
And so which I take that, and which translates directly into mega strength. And then I punch the mannequin again. And I go, not fireproof, but fire charged.
Okay. And the scientists are all doing their thing and recording everything, and the cameras are still going off the whole time. So, and they ask you maybe to do it one or 2 more times, and just go from the absorption into punching it and all that stuff. So it's all clean and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I can both just try to touch you with fire, or I can try to hit you and then also do fire damage without even trying. That's the nice thing about the immolate is that it.
So there'd be like
burns no matter what.
I'm just kind of like picturing this clip where I'm like in front of her and she shoots this fire. It goes, and I probably do get a little hurt with this one.
yeah.
It goes like through and around me and like damages some mannequins, and then like the big mannequin in the middle, like I take the charged up punch,
Yep.
and absolutely when I hit it, just shooting lightning down across my elbow.
And they have other things where they put sensors around you at different increments, and so when she shoots you with something,
Well, because the shooting is going to be a lot good. I would be reluctant to shoot you if you're taking damage from just the hitting, because
Right.
the shooting does more damage.
right.
Yeah, the high five.
Right. That's the high five is about all I want to
That
try to
one,
hit
that
you
one
with.
I wouldn't take damage from.
And I'm going to say you can pull your punches too from your
Well,
quantum.
I can't.
No, she can't. But no, I'm just saying in terms of like.
The by the power I can't. Like it just does damage. I light things on fire.
Let me flip over to absorption so we can see exactly what that does. Hello, absorption.
I would say there could be some sort of control that you could do to fine tune it if you didn't want to do full out amount.
That's a character development thing. Hold on.
I don't know, because the way it's written, she can't. Like, it's fire is lethal, and I mean, maybe
just a reduction of the dice, where you're still doing some lethal damage, but maybe that would be a fine tuning thing later on, like extra energy.
Only because it says it can, since anything she touches takes the damage.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So
if you bump into an innocent bystander, smash through a wall.
That is, but your quantum bolt, you might be able to.
Right, but the quantum bolt is different. That's going to do more damage than the immolate.
And there was something under immolate. Was it body parts that you could not do or undo? I thought.
No.
I thought there was some form of control over. I could be wrong.
No, because I think immolate, the whole thing about immolate is that you just light yourself up. It's pretty dangerous, but it also, it's kind of useful as a defensive and an offensive power, but you can't really control it.
Huh.
So the way absorption works is,
and it can be bashing or lethal. It's just that because it's fire, she's lethal.
So we get all the way down to what her potential damage roll is,
which in this case would be 9.
Right. So it would be 9 minus 7, so it would be 2.
Okay.
Because that's where my just resistances land. You would then roll those 2, and if any of those got a success, that would actually deal a health level damage to me.
Right.
And after that, that's when I roll a stamina plus my absorption. So that's 3 plus 2 mega plus my absorption, which is a 1, so 6. Any successes on those, I turn each of those successes into a point of strength. And if my strength total goes over 5, they become mega strength.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the one that I purposely throttled back both the absorption and my mega strength.
Okay.
Because otherwise it just goes through the roof.
Right.
And don't forget, you can use your mega dice to reduce the amount of the number on the successes, right? I believe so. Instead of a 7, it could be lower. Is that what it was?
Yeah. So
you can.
I could use those to intent. Yeah.
So weigh a lot more on your dice.
Yeah. So if I know that she's going to do this, I could use the mega dice to lower the number I need for successes, which allows me then to absorb more. So no, you really can shoot me, and I really will be fine.
Yeah. Well, I mean, with the quantum bolt, it's 18 dice.
Right.
So it's a lot more damage if I'm shooting you.
And
so that would be,
also make sure when you're doing the quantum bolt, in the amount in the brackets, like your quantum times 2 or whatever it is, that's automatic.
Oh, didn't know that.
That's automatic. The rest you roll. Those are all...
Oh, quantum times 2 levels plus power rating times 4 dice.
Yeah.
Oh.
Quantum bolt is a motherfucker.
Okay.
That's
so
why I'm thinking you can
6
dial that back if you
and
really want.
12 dice of lethal damage for the quantum bolt. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of successes.
Yeah. So
quantum bolt is crazy.
On the so on the dice, those would get reduced. Let's see. That would get reduced down to...
Oh, which means that immolate does a minimum of... Oh, no, that's... Immolate is all dice. So it's quantum plus power rating of dice. There's no base... There's no automatic damage on
check through
immolate.
your powers, too, because there may be things like that where if it's in brackets, that is automatic successes.
Yeah, I think my...
That's levels of damage.
I think my, bolts also do those.
Right, because, it's quantum bolt.
Because those are... I remember those were stupid.
It may have some other stuff under the control that's just automatic successes, so really keep an eye out for that when you're looking over powers.
Yeah, so here we go.
That goes along with the soak and everything like that. Like if you have a soak, just takes off.
Right.
Yeah, so my lethal blast is quantum times 2. That's in the brackets.
That's automatic levels.
So that's an automatic 10.
Yeah.
And then power rating times 2 in dice. Right. So that's an additional 8.
Right. And so on their stuff on the back, when I put in their attacks and everything, that's how I wrote it up. I mean, it's a lot of math up front, but once you get it all written down, it's...
And that's all straight lethal. And if I do just regular blast, this would be bashing damage, which is quantum times 2 levels. That's the base. Power rating times 3 dice pool. And that's if I want to do non-lethal damage.
Right. So I'll also keep in mind with some weapons, too.
Did you take that as a versatile power?
No, you have so when you take elemental mastery,
you
automatically get this whole options of things you can do.
Gotcha.
And you can pick ones that you just know, and they cost the base amount. You can just do them.
No, yeah, I was just thinking.
So
because you can't, once you, certain, like the Quantum Bolt, you have to pick whether it does bashing or lethal.
Yeah.
You can't do both unless it's got that extras on it.
Right.
So.
And so for like your mega strength, I think that's 3 levels of automatic damage or whatever your mega strength would be when you're fighting with like a sword or a club or something like that, or punching.
No, yeah, I'll have to look that up.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Crush does straight up damage. Imprison, let's see. So you need might equal twice the trapped character can break out and clinch. Inflicts damage, inflicts no damage ordinarily, but if the Nova spent, I can spend an extra quantum point, and if I do, oh yeah, this is just auto. Yeah, that inflicts damage. Wait, oh, it's broken up weird. Okay.
Yeah.
If a Nova spends an extra quantum point during the initial attack, it inflicts damage as would a clinch. So whatever my clinch attack is, it deals that damage. Propel doesn't deal damage. Shield
should have auto.
It can. That's another one that I can spend an extra point on, and anyone who then touches it takes. Okay, this one is a dice pool.
Okay.
But that's equal to my power rating. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it just straight up inflicts damage in bashing. Yeah, so it's not a roll.
Right.
But it's equal to my... And then there's Sphere, which is a big blast. And then there's Storm, which also is just...
Right.
Stupid. Yeah, no, I've got a lot of damage options. And then there's what's in the extra book. Because I think there was a few other things too.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the big one that I took was the lethal bolt. But yeah, so quantum bolt. So what I'd have to do is I'd have to, like I said, I'd have to roll my 8 dice after you rolled your. Because it would be
12 for Quantum Bolt.
Yeah. So yeah.
On top of this, yeah, because it's 6 automatic and then 12 dice.
And so, and that would be -5. So that would be 7 dice that you'd have to roll, and then out of whatever you got total number of successes, I would then roll my 8 against that, and for every success I got, I would lower the damage you dealt to me. Which is honestly not a bad matchup in that. And I would turn those into points of strength.
Okay. So you guys do this a couple times. I'd say
probably we would do this twice.
50-50 chance
of
getting hurt. Probably once is fine. Hit me again.
You're right. It's
yeah.
This goes on for hours. They bring in food, dinner, whatever you want. They bring it in.
And I've got regeneration. So as long as we
there you go.
Put some time between you shooting me, I can do it again.
Yeah. But they do everything. The range of your powers. They're taking video in different spectrums to figure out what your aura looks like and everything. And they show you on big screens what your heat signature, what your lightning looks like, and everything like that. And you're also noticing you give off some sort of signature anima when you're doing your thing, which they go through a couple filters and they show you, and yours looks like whatever you want it to be, but it's distinct. It's almost like a fingerprint. What else? Like I said, they'll just do this until whatever. I want to see around 9 they'll want to start wrapping up. But tons of footage of you guys. And there's others Novas doing this as well. It's not like you guys are all by yourself.
And so in addition to like the team up moves that we try and that we do, I 100% also do like the trick moves. So it's like I do one of the pictures where it's like, because I mentioned earlier, it's like I do the cat's cradle with the lightning and my finger is 100% the joke shot of just like shooting a lightning bolt snot rocket. Just like, you're not worth my time.
Yeah. And they're doing all different light levels and stuff, and a lot of blue screen or orange screen or whatever it would be based on your powers. And eventually the guys are like, okay, I think we got it. We're just starting to repeat ourselves now. And let's see. Whatever clothing, non-U fiber you want to take with you, if you want to take them all, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, yeah.
Try them out, figure out which ones you really like, which ones really work for you, and then send us a snapshot of the one you're going to use, and we'll file it with the DeVry company, which I think that's the registration company. So, and then we'll send your stuff off to N, and they're talking to you the whole time and getting quotes and hearing some of your back history when your eruption and all that stuff. They really focus in on the eruption, and like people are talking about music to put to videos and stuff like that, and people are throwing stock pictures of stuff of houses burning, and like it's not the little girl turning around smiling like the house burning, but it's close. It's close. They're going to try and contact your parents if they're still around and get some interviews with them or pictures and stuff. And we've worked with all kinds, and we'll, if they're up for it, that's fine. We'll hair and makeup and do the whole thing. And do you want any percentage of your monies to go to your parents for upkeep? We can set up where it goes to bills or whatever accounts. They like whatever you can think. They've thought of everything. Yeah. So.
And the answer for her definitely is yes, but only if it's in a very controlled fashion. Like, they don't get any of it just to spend, but if it's going to actually like directly to bills and things, we're not letting it pass through their hands. But yes, no, she's more than happy to take care of them for that.
We'll take percentages out. We'll do this or that, or if you want us to pay a bill no matter what, we'll take it out of that, and then if you work it off later, that's fine. Okay. So, okay.
There are some really great songs. Really great songs I had thought of. It's like you could put this. It's like all of them are like 2010, 2011. I'm like, shit.
Nope. Everything's advanced. So things are coming in faster. The music industry is on hyper speed because of the Novas.
Oh, okay. So
anything you want.
Yeah. 100% Imagine Dragons Radioactive.
Oh, yeah. No, and I'm sitting here going, we are in Germany. If Rammstein's Firefly is not...
Rammstein is no one in Rammstein
that's
is
fine,
a thing, but
can we get like?
Well, even then, that's still like it's like what 93, 94.
Oh right, no, that exists.
Yeah,
that's not ahead of its time.
Yeah,
but
Imagine
that's a
Dragons
classic song by now.
Yeah, that song didn't come out until like 2011, 2012.
Right.
So it's like shit. Not
some of the artists may not be around, but if they're already in existence, they are putting out stuff earlier and earlier and earlier and earlier because everyone's being charged creatively. So. Everything's literally on fire.
Oh, okay. So then
TV shows and everything, the whole MTV. The house where they all lived and
Big Brother,
sort of
Real World.
The Real World. Thank you.
Okay,
that's all super took off, and so they're even starting to do Nova versions of that. Yeah. Not many Novas are volunteering for this sort of thing, but it's out there. They're like putting out ads and stuff.
Yeah, I'd have to
where they would follow you around 24/7
I'd have to look
for a short amount of time. But this is the era of the cops show, so this is Novas, that sort of bad boys. What are you going to do? That sort of thing. So, you guys walk outside, crisp night air, Paris, food. Wine, parties, whatever you're going to do. This is kind of up to you. This is a little bit of downtime with your fucking cash, and as all of your money has come in now. It didn't take that long.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2001 on Firefly.
Yeah.
So.
It's around.
Yeah.
And there may be other covers of it now, Nova covers.
Right, that's what I'm saying. If the song exists, we can find a version of it that they're willing to use.
Yeah, if you've jumped over to that, I probably I try to pick some kind of like power ballad. Just go with that. It's like, these things could totally be on the same mixtape.
Yep. All kinds of stuff. It's all out there. Mm-hmm. Night Jurors, what are you going to do? You have $5 million in your bank accounts that you can tap into. It's up to you.
If still in Zeus form, would 100% be going and like borderline dragging you to because I'm not it's like it's one of those like definitely linked the arm and is like physically pulling you in a direction,
right? And since we just walked out of there in like new costumes and I'm like, okay, all right,
You guys are walking out with bags, with outfits in bags and boxes and shoes, and you can be wearing whatever you want as you're leaving. It's like the best shopping spree both of you have ever been on.
I am wearing out that pearlescent white suit with the gold pinstripe thunderbolts going the whole way down it.
Yeah. It's not shark skin, but it's something a little more advanced. But it looks like you glow. It
very Wilson
like
Fisk.
Even more. It looks like the white fabric they used in the Superman movies when they lit it up. It glowed. So any light that's hitting you, that people are like standing like behind a light looking at you, you look like you're literally glowing from that. So it's reflective bike material, whatever it would be now.
Yeah, but. And it's one of those definitely getting someone's PA to drop our stuff off at the hotel.
Right, bags have to go somewhere.
Yeah. And I'm taking her to a club.
Okay.
And it's good. It's definitely, again, one of those like higher end party clubs.
Why not use your Eruption name as the song name? It seems to be coming up a lot. So
well, no, it's just because it means fire.
I know. And you could probably talk to them and use the music as your intro music when you walk in places and stuff.
Oh my god! And that would.
It's up to you. Would you want to hang out with Rammstein if you could?
Of course. She's a huge. I mean, yes, and also
yes.
Yes.
This is like dawning on her. She's walking and she's just going, yes, yes. So it's up to you. This would have been going on during the shoot.
Right.
But yeah, why not? If it's jumping out at you.
Yeah. It's a great song. It's such a good song.
I'd say you should go.
Probably as we drive home.
Okay.
But yeah, and it takes it to a club, and obviously it's not like it'll definitely be a Nova friendly club, but because there's probably no Nova only clubs here, right?
No Nova onlys. But there are several that would love to have a Nova stop in and do their
and
thing.
we're going to one of those.
As you guys are walking up, people start like stopping you because they recognize you are Novas and asking if you're going to club such and such because so and so is there. It's another Nova name that popped up. I don't even know. I need to come up with a whole bunch of Nova names and just have them around. Oh, let's see if I could find one real quick. There's somebody. Shauna McFain's there. I don't know. And Zephyr showed up. Which you've heard about. They've been around. So,
sure.
Okay. You guys head off in that direction. And as you're walking down this row, you can definitely tell which club has the Nova in it because people are all over the place, right at the front door, crowded in. So you see it down several blocks. How do you want to approach or arrive?
So this is like, again, just picking what he would do. 100%, starts to fly up, lifts up. Bethany?
Beth.
Yep. Gonna remember
Firefly.
this. Yeah. Is it Firefly or Fire?
That would be my only reluctance in actually using the song because there's a lot of R's in weird places because it's German. But
and you wouldn't owe them any royalties if you changed it just a little bit.
Right. That's true. It's true. Fire. Well, we can go with Firefly for now, and if I change my mind later.
Now, is it Firefly like the song or Firefly? Like what would he?
Because Firefly is easier to say, we're gonna go with Firefly.
Okay.
But we're still that song is still on. Yeah.
Is this before or after Firefly the series?
Technically, it would be after.
I can't remember.
If it's 2008, it's after 2000 because it again.
Wasn't
somewhere in the middle of high school or college, so it's
we had just
we
discussed this on the way here.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right, so the reinforced clothing that you're wearing is rated as reinforced clothing. So
okay, I will need to write that down.
Full body.
Sorry.
We can't edit it out. It's all in there.
know.
It's all good.
Okay, I'll just write this here. Okay,
that's all right.
So, reinforced clothing.
And I'm going to give it a level 2 bashing for both 2 bashing, 2 lethal because it is made very well with
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And this would be Utopia's version, Utopia suit, or whatever you want to call it. And along with your walking around suit, they give you a very sleek looking body suit that if you want to wear, like if you ever make it to Team Tomorrow, that's kind of what they wear. Which it all looks similar. It's like what you're wearing now, but it's got markings and things like that on it. Yeah. I think it's all like white and blue as their colors for Team Tomorrow.
That actually works very well already with Zeus. It's like because it's white with the blue lightning bolts that are like outlined in green and shit.
And so, I'm just looking at it going,
yeah.
But all right.
Some of the others don't like to wear it, but they do occasionally when they're doing like press
public appearances and shit like that. Yeah. So
does that just stack in with your regular soak?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I got to go through and redo all my.
I wouldn't add it. What I've been doing on these is keeping whatever armor separate, and then the soak is just your natural soak because with the powers and shit going
armor
crazy.
rating. Okay.
Yeah. No, so and that's why I mean like I got to go through and redo mine, but.
So you said you scooped her up?
Yeah, so I scooped her up, and because they gave us like our ID cards and everything, right?
Yeah. Well, with your clothing, that's pretty much your stamp to show who you are.
Yeah.
And if they want to, it would be like a business card.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So what I'm going to do is fly her and myself, and literally we are going to land like on the sidewalk in front, but it's one of those like, hey, a lightning bolt's coming down, so people like make way and just walk up. And unless I am physically stopped, I just go in.
Yeah, they want Novas in there, so as soon as you start coming down and people start looking up, the bouncers move people away to make room.
Yeah,
we got a superhero landing, and everyone's like, woo! And they start backing up, and it clears about as the time lightning starts arcing down.
Yeah, and it's
people taking pictures.
Yeah, it's 100%. It's like the land, the big
Roll your
wave.
Style.
Okay.
Oh, hang on, I'm helping.
Both of you roll your style.
Yeah, that's what I was like.
Because he could be holding you like one arm around you, and you could be doing like the arm up or.
Oh, right, and the landing, you have to be able to land with style, whether you're being carried or not.
Right.
So.
Or he can drop you at the last second. You can immolate and then turn off. Whatever you want to do.
So I got.
That sounds fun. Let's see, 4 and.
So I got 5.
Okay.
No megas.
Again, you can reduce your roll with megas if you want.
Okay. So.
Or you can just roll them and make them crazy.
I also got 5.
Okay, perfect. You guys land in unison, and it looks amazing. People are gasping.
So yeah, so it's like so. Kind of what I'm thinking is
2 people faint.
Is again, it's the, like last 5 feet is when I let go and you drop down. You kind of like do the jet stream landing of yourself, and you do kind of like hit like a little bit of a crouch position. I do the Jesus descend down that I just keep doing. One big wave out to everybody,
which gives me the dramatic moment of standing up again and like still being on fire and
exactly
long coat. Well, I'm basically now picturing the sort of take on Scarlet Witch that I did at Archon last year with the corset and the boots and the leather pants and the
Okay.
And then like as you get up, I pick up I take your hand and we like lift it both up there and shoot a thing of lightning up through that one. As we then like very like kind of like wrap your fingers over the top of my hand and just kind of like lead you in with that.
Yeah. As soon as you land, people start trying to. You hear a lot of murmuring, like people are talking about, "Oh, I've seen them before. I've seen them before," and eventually someone's like, "What are your names?" from the back. So tell them your name.
Literally write it in the sky with lightning. Just Zeus.
All right, that was going to be a control.
Sure. What do you want? What's a control?
It's your power control. And boy, power control roll. Is it weather you have? Is it weather control manipulation? Or elemental?
Elemental mastery.
There you go.
Oh, so it's a power
roll.
Do I add my quantum to that? Is it just straight power roll? Is it?
Let's see. Variable, blast, crush, and prison, yield sphere. Of course, they're not going to have like.
This is like mundane sensory effect. Is basically what I'm trying to do.
Yeah. I'd say it's going to be your dexterity and your elemental mastery level.
Awesome.
So if what I say it was dex. So if you have mega dex,
I do not have mega dex.
Okay.
4.
Okay. It takes you just a few seconds, and lightning arcs up, and it does the Zeus thing. Does your logo as well. So if
cool.
So if it's Zeus with a inside a lightning bolt, then that does that as well.
Yeah, like the
Something like that.
yeah.
Zeus, yeah. So it goes off, and she says her name and immolates again, and then turns back off. And people go nuts for this. They're all taking pictures and stuff. And there's a news reporter there, like, we haven't seen anything from NTV on you guys yet. We'll be looking you up tonight. That sort of stuff. We'll be tweeting about it, or twatting about it, or whatever you want to call it. Probably something Nova-esque would be the tweeting thing, so we'll have to come up with some variations on YouTube and Twitter and all that stuff. Just so we don't have to pay royalties to these people for saying their names.
I mean, NTube definitely works.
Yeah.
NTube. I still refer to it as YubTub. So
all right, you guys go in. This place is crowded. They have let the maximum capacity in, but when you guys come in, arcing electricity and stuff, people start opening a corridor for you to walk through, and they're taking pictures and everything. The whole 9 yards. Music is going in this place. It is crazy. No Novas are singing, but it's a DJ. Lights going off.
And I'm just imagining this just light show going, literally popping off of me because of the lights that are blinking in here, which is exactly what I wanted.
And the reflective quality of the material, it's you're at the center of like a web of lights that are hitting you and reflecting back off in different directions. So people are freaking out.
Yeah, and much like with episode 1 of this is when he starts still going into that whole become life of party thing.
Yep. This is very tame to the Nova Club you were in. This is very like, oh, this is easier, and like every time you say something, if it's even remotely funny, there's like 10 people laughing.
Yeah,
over laughing at your jokes and things like that.
After we've been here for like
a few people, like reach out and touch you as you walk by, which is a weird thing.
After we've been here for like maybe 2 hours, I'm going to try to spin music. So like go up to the DJ booth and actually.
Okay, yeah. I don't think he's going to have
And I'm curious to see how awful your taste in music is.
This is going to be interesting.
Perform?
This would be. Oh, there's no music or anything like that.
That's what
music falls under for perform.
Okay.
The nice thing about
I got 2.
2? You do okay. You're on for 2 songs, and you get to the point where you're not sure if you can transition this song out because it's a really fast-paced song.
And then I just tag, like when I get to there, I just tag him back in, like, I just walk off.
And he says, Zeus, everybody, and the crowd goes crazy, and he starts spinning back in. This whole night's crazy. They have a booth reserved for you. They pull some people out, kick them out. They don't kick them out. They tell them to leave. Clean it, and it's just for you two. So anytime you leave or go to spin, no one sits in it the rest of the night. And you see some of the other Novas sitting in their own booths across, and they kind of just nod and hold up drinks. They don't have anything really crazy, no crazy drugs or anything, but it's a lot of
cocaine.
Cocaine.
It's a hell of a drug.
It would be something like 100 proof alcohols what they're bringing out. They're cracking out. So would moonshine be around back then? Yes, they have moonshine, so they're bringing it out. That sort of.
Wow, moonshine in Paris. They got that's an import.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And it's definitely over. It's 100 proof.
Yeah, it's pure alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
until Novas get involved, then it gets crazy. Anyway, so the night goes by pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Just having fun.
Some local celebrities come up and get pictures with you, that sort of thing. That's pretty much it. 5 o'clock, the club starts emptying out a little bit, and they'll keep going if the other novas leave about 2 or 3. They sort of part ways.
Probably not close the club, because there's the time to leave the party.
Right.
And I'm letting him take the lead on this one. Like I had the night of leading the way last night. I'm willing to follow you around wherever you want to go.
4 or 5, you feel it start
morning.
to wane. People are just starting to not be as excited, and
probably at 4 o'clock. You said this is like August?
Yep.
So, so probably like 4 o'clock. So it's like an hour before sunrise. That's when I would leave, and I would make an obvious float off to where I was going. If this is Paris, I would go up to like the Thames right in front of Notre Dame, and then when the sun rises again, a little hour after there, I do another big toast to the sunrise before finally going back to my hotel.
Okay. You guys take off and get back to the hotel, and there's a couple people up in the lobby, about 3, and they greet you when you come in. They recognize you. They don't recognize her because she's in a different, almost a totally different looking person. Go up to your rooms and crash for the night. Mm-hmm. Next morning, sleep in as long as you want. Food can arrive whenever you want. It's up to you guys.
So I guess my question is, based off of the paperwork we had filled out yesterday, are we now stationed in Paris?
No, but you have been registered with Utopia, and they're taking over some financial obligations for you. And I think now that your powers have been recorded, they will put you in a database. So if there is a problem, they know.
If they need something lit on fire, they know who to call. And also, if something got lit on fire, they know who might be responsible. But if it was lit on fire, I didn't do it.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Well, no, if it got lit on fire, then they'd fire to fight fire.
Right.
Exactly.
That's how this works, right?
Yeah.
I would say in that case, then unless something comes up, and I'd let you know about this plan as well, it would be 100% to enjoy Paris for the next 3 or 4 days before getting a plane ticket and going back to my home in New York.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing I might do is, since I'm already over here, I might, as long as, it's, one of those where it's, literally do whatever you want for a little bit and relatively go back to normal life, is I might try to be I'm going to go check out Sweden and the metal scene up there before I go home, but just for a couple of days. And
well, $5 million, you can do whatever you want, whenever you want.
Just take a short vacation, go see Sabaton in concert. And
all right. Next morning comes, you guys get up. It's literally whatever you want to do.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's at this point in time, it's unless something happens to stop me, it's just mundane. Make an appearance here, make an appearance there.
Yeah. However you want to tour Paris, it's up to you. If you want to do it powered up or powered down, it's up to you guys.
Yeah, the whole time I'd be powered up.
I don't, for the most part, unless I'm specifically hanging out with you while you're powered up, I'm going powered down.
Yeah.
But.
And the whole time he would be powered up, aside from sleeping, and I'd be cycling through the different outfits that I got from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're going to go through your fan photos later and be like, oh, that does look good. And
after the night before, you probably both want to go out in your full digs and everything and walk around and show off a little bit. The Louvre, wherever you want to go, the Eiffel Tower. There's people taking pictures of you everywhere you go and talking about you because as you're eating at one of the cafes, there's a little TV on there, and you guys are all over the local news, along with some of the other Novas that were in town. But since you're new Novas, you are forefront. And NTV has released your little bio and everything and some shots and things like that. It looks like they released some of the lesser favorite shots, but you think that's because they're going to release the better ones later on. So they're a little mundane. They're a little withdrawn. They're not withdrawn. They're a little. They're just not as flashy.
It's me. There's no such thing as not flashy. There is just less flashy.
There's no lightning bolt booger yet. So, yeah, you guys are sitting at a cafe and eating, or you're inside somewhere looking at something. It's up to you, really, what you want to do. You have a fucking ton of money. You can be buying,
right,
you can be buying
and for like
French wine if you want, going on a trip, or buying other clothing.
And I will say this, is Zeus is definitely still... He's maybe spending a little bit more than he usually does because he just got the Project Utopia money.
Right.
But for the most part, he's still living within those normal means that he was. Because there's still that voice of Connor Blood in the back of his head who's just like actively barring him from dipping into the ill-gotten gains right now.
Zeus may be winning. It's a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
Zeus has a lot of money. Connor doesn't like money.
Connor doesn't have
to see any money then. Yeah. I'm not going to spend any money on Connor then. Fuck you, Connor. Connor just gets madder and madder and pouts.
The thing is, that is actively what's going on.
Right.
Oh
All right.
And that's why Connor's going, that's out of your Project Utopia. That's out of your Project Utopia.
That's funny.
And that's kind of what Beth is doing too. Like for the first couple of days, like those $1,200 is still more money than she's had at one time, like ever in her life. And so that's a lot of money to be spending right now. She doesn't need to dip into the million yet.
Right. But it's also like, where do you want to be stationed now? Do you want to be in New York where there's a lot more stuff going on, or here? Both of you are also chatting about this sort of stuff.
Right.
Like, do we want to set up headquarters here or in New York or whatever? Or do we want to have a safe house here in case something does happen where we can use the money that no one knows it belongs to us? And
this is closer to the Swiss banks.
It is. It is.
Yeah. I will 100% say that Zeus would not discuss the ill-gotten money. You're gonna have to talk to Connor about that one.
I wouldn't do it while we're sitting out at a cafe in costume anyway. Yeah. So
no. I'm letting you know, like even like private quarters, like the mental fission is real between these two.
I'm pretty sure I don't like talking to you when you're not Connor anyway. So like if I don't have to,
it's very
I
quiet
don't.
when you're both powered up.
Right. No, just like when we're out, obviously there are conversations to be had, but mostly it's just me being exasperated at your whatever the fuck you're doing. And so if you're like,
he's talking about anything, because like it's like, oh, so it's like, and it is like, oh, so we want to set up a base for you over in New York. I currently live in this tower, and if you want to, you can have your own thing over here on the island. A lot of people enjoy that. Or if the Bronx is maybe more of your scene, I started going through over that, and it's like or if we want to set up in a different location, so we could go set up in Vegas, which he starts breaking down like mostly American cities,
and that's fine. And she's very receptive to the idea of setting up a base somewhere in America that is not the middle of nowhere, Kansas.
Right.
So
and he just starts breaking those things down. Actually, does probably like lean semi-heavily on the idea of Vegas because it is in a desert, and if you need to go nuts, it's not too difficult to knock someone out of the city and then have you just open up on them.
Immolating a desert, it sounds much less devastating than immolating New York City.
Right, and even then with lightning, it's
you have the same problem, kind of.
It's like I got a little bit more control, but at the same point in time, it's like it's as he mentioned today, it's like that's not bad. Plus, it's only like 3 hours away from Hollywood.
Yeah.
Plus, there's gambling, and there's an awesome music scene in Vegas. Right. So I'm all for this plan.
I think we just
wait. Yeah.
So then part of his thing is definitely when he goes home, he's got to set up his.
You do know somebody who is working on ciphering you guys that might be able to set this all up totally covertly if you wanted to.
Yeah, and I think one thing that Zeus is going to mention is some place where we could get a multi-roomed penthouse. So there would be like a common area in which
Right,
point in time, but then you'd still have.
But I don't have to live with you.
Right.
And that's the way that I phrase it. That's
and he's like, exactly, I don't have to live with you.
right. What I said, I don't have to live with you. Yes, we're on the same page. That's
Okay. That's up to you guys. So Vegas is going to be the headquarters. Oops. You said penthouse, right?
Yeah.
yeah, and I guess that would make sense if we try to have Cybernetic Samurai or whatever the hell his name is, because I can never remember. Chrome Samurai. Set it up, because then he can use our money that, we can just have a base that is paid for, but, nobody has to explain to the taxman how we bought it.
Right. He could be registered to some third. I mean, he could set up whatever.
Exactly.
To register to somebody, a group that doesn't really exist.
Yeah. Shell companies of some sort.
Yeah. If you contact him, he says, sounds great. Let's do a penthouse in downtown Las Vegas that is one huge suite. And then let's actually do like a real house out in the desert somewhere where no one can find you if you wanted to go there and get away from everything. So you're still in the area, and your penthouse is your front, your storefront, basically.
Yeah.
That way, if you do need to get away, you're not going to a place where everyone knows you go to. That's a good thing.
It's actually a little weird because there's definitely two tones that come out of Zeus's mouth that both say yes. Okay. Just one is it's very one is very much that provided like yes, and the other one is just yes. Just somehow they both just come out, and it's like, what the fuck?
It's fine.
It's whatever.
And
Yes.
he could put up in a small mountain area where it's hard to see and everything like that. But they can begin construction on it, or they can find an already done one. It's up to you guys. You have enough money, it doesn't matter.
Ooh, and I need a car.
Yeah. We can do that. He says, do you want me to start investing some of this money for you in maybe DeVries or whatever it is, the Microsoft?
It's interesting because once again, you hear the two-tone voice come out going yes.
Yeah, so and I'm all for that. That's yes.
So he starts diversifying some of that.
Yeah, whatever you think is going to be good for it.
Yeah. So he's working on the other guy's stuff too. So that's why he's asking you. Everyone's doing the same sort of thing to keep the money going and rolling.
Mm-hmm.
It's really weird when both Connor and Zeus agree.
So you want a car?
Beth doesn't hate the plan. Yeah, but
Beth want a stripped down Jeep with no fabric inside. It's like almost metal seats.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
No.
Where you could emulate and still drive the damn thing.
Yes.
Steel steering wheel, everything.
Manual gear shifts and as few electronic components as possible.
Yep. And a couple fire extinguishers hanging up in the back just in case.
That's fair. Like attached to the roll cage,
Yep.
just on the upside. Good.
All right.
I'm glad that we were on the same page on that.
He's working out for the others too. He's like, at one point he goes, man, I'm going to send you pictures of what Blitz is fucking getting for his car. It's stupid. And I don't mean stupid like fat stupid, but like the boy has no style. So, and he's talking to you, and he talks about his new processor he got. He's like, I finally got it. And this is bitching and all this stuff. And so he's very happy. He just kind of informs you a little bit what they're doing. They're all kind of chilling out. They all went to the Bahamas, and that's where they're sitting doing all this stuff right now. So they're not all in the same complex. They split up, but he's like, we're having fun. Crab every night. All right, so I guess you guys are like at a cafe discussing all this.
Right.
And
I mean, over in Europe, if you get into one of those cafes, it's like you're almost expected to sit and just be left alone for like hours on end. So
there are still, you have a crowd off a little bit, but they're all watching and like taking pictures and things like that.
And the major decisions and the calling on Samurai happen like in the hotel room after he's not stupid anymore.
Well, actually, you guys could talk here because they clear out the area around you so you're not being bothered. And of course, the waiter acts like he doesn't give a shit about you at all and comes up and waits on you.
Yeah.
Doesn't sneer,
Yeah, no.
He's actually pleasant, maybe.
If it's a conversation with Chrome Samurai,
Right.
no way is Zeus doing that.
Yeah.
Right. No.
Well,
yeah.
he
The
talks
actual
in a way where he knows where you're at, and you don't have to do anything but yes or no's, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if contact is ever initiated from definitely not out in public,
Yeah.
you would wait until
He doesn't FaceTime or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, and if he did, it might be like an electronic avatar sort of thing. All right.
Always has bunny ears for whatever reason.
Perception rolls while you're sitting out.
Okay.
Is it visual based?
No, it's hearing.
Okay, I got 2.
2.
I got a single botch.
Oh. Ouch. So he is talking loudly about something, and he's trying to drown out Counter as well, who's like arguing back. So you're talking
head?
about
Yes.
You're talking
Yes.
about
No, I know.
for your Jeep about what you would get if you had to do a car and would have to be electrically grounded and all this stuff, and it's just he gets louder and louder and louder about it, crackling energy because he's getting excited thinking about it, and eventually, how many successes you got?
I got 2.
2. You notice some of the people who are around are turning around, looking down the street, like. All right. I'm going to draw it, and no one's going to be able to see what I'm drawing. So,
I go to here. What about there? Yeah,
Yeah.
that.
And who's this? And what's that? And
that
where is he
Pathfinder
standing?
game was, I can't believe, that's why we don't do minis anymore, because I was just like, okay, he's going over here, and he's going to do this. And I was like, not describing it at all. So, we have a small cafe on a street. There's a few cars here and there parked on the sides. I want to say it's almost a one-lane driving road with cars parked on both sides, with a small cafe set up. It's a tiny little fenced-in area. All right. And since I've never been to Paris, this is all guesswork.
Neither have I.
So,
Yeah, no, I've literally never left the country.
Been to Italy a couple of times, but never Paris.
I haven't been further west than literally Wichita, Kansas.
Oh wow.
I've hit literally everything east of that.
we went on a road trip when I was little. It was very nice. But it was to Salt Lake City for a police chief convention.
Yeah,
I was too young to like do anything fun or anything like that.
Yeah. I've been on many road trips, going all over the East Coast, north and south, and I've got family all over the northern border of the United States, and then down in Mississippi and Alabama and all that. But like, again, just for whatever reason, just never been further west than Wichita, Kansas.
That's funny.
Yeah,
Wichita's interesting.
And I've never that middle west is like the place where I haven't been. I've been down south. I've been East Coast, and even out to. Although I don't remember going out to California because I was a kid, like 2. That was when my father vowed never to take a 2-year-old on a plane by himself again, because he was flying out to meet my mom, who was out there for a business trip. But I also went on my aunt took me on a cruise in Alaska after I graduated high school, and it was gorgeous, and I loved it.
Yeah, that sounds awesome.
I did a cruise when I was in high school. I would love to go back on a cruise again.
Yeah, no,
Now that I'm older.
I've never been on a cruise. Would absolutely love to. Never been in a country. Would absolutely love to.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot you can do when you've got a dad who's a plumber and he's got 5 kids and a wife that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because she's raising 5 kids that were spread out over, I think 14 years. Ooh. So, like, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one good thing we did is we went and saw my cousins in Georgia every year. So that was most of our trips.
That's why
most
I've
of
been
our
to
trips
Texas so
were-
often. That's we were driving down to visit family. Yeah.
Georgia, and they moved to South Carolina for a while. We went there, and then they moved back. So
Yeah, I have some family that's in New York, North Carolina, South Carolina, and then the southern tip of Florida. And each year we would drive and meet up with one of those, and that was our vacation.
Yeah, we would either go to and that's our usual vacations were like every other year we'd drive down to Texas, and because I have a family in Houston, Pasadena actually, but and then my uncle built a beach house on Galveston, so it was down in the Gulf. It was awesome. And then on the off years they would come up here, and then we would drive to Branson. That was the other vacation we took.
we went to Branson once.
Branson was a lot of fun. We used to have. I got annoyed at my sisters and my mother for shopping so much because that was half the attraction, because that was before outlet malls existed here.
Right.
So half of going there was shopping. But Silver Dollar City is a lot of fun.
That's where we went.
And there are roller coasters. We always loved hanging out there.
Yeah.
And it was it was close enough that we could drive there one day. Nobody had to worry about that, and it still felt like a vacation.
Yeah, we went down for a couple of days and stayed in like a trailer. Like they rented out trailers back then because it wasn't anything at all. Branson wasn't. Didn't even know what Branson was. It was just Silver Dollar City. So yeah, that was one of our big vacations in a trailer. Yeah. It's all new. It's all crazy. All right, so you guys are at this outdoor cafe here, and the X's across the street are people who are watching you and taking pictures. There are cars parked along the streets, and people are starting to look down in this larger building front area, and it's the people on the outside.
So attention is being attracted that way, but from the farther out people first.
The people who are closer,
Yeah.
are they're either reacting to something, or
Right.
they're looking back.
And so I'm going, well, do I see anything going
Right.
on that way?
With the people in the way and the cars and stuff, it's kind of hard to see because these aren't all just little tiny cars. Some are trucks.
Oh, right. And
they're
then you've got,
delivering
and,
things
if we're at a cafe on the street, I'm sure there's other stuff out on the streets and sidewalks and blocking
Yeah.
views.
So it's a little hard to see what's going on, but people are starting to they're not gasping, but they're just looking like, what the hell's going on down the way? So it's up to you. You want to just wait?
I sort of
he's talking louder as you're not paying attention
exactly.
to him.
And I turn around and go, hey, like exactly like I
No, he does that back at you.
Okay. Well, as long as you shut up, do you know what's
Perception rolls.
Okay.
You're like, hey, and he just snaps right back at you. Like, I was talking.
Yes, I know, and I wanted you to shut up.
1. I almost botched again.
Jeez.
4 that time.
4. Okay. With this, he stops and he hears some commotion down the street, doesn't know what's going on. You stand up and look this time. So it's Zeus in the way, and he's looking around puzzled, and then the camera stands up as you stand up, and you see some people come running out of this large building down here into the street, and they have guns. And what else do they have? With 4, you see they have 2 large cases with them, and they're pointing guns back at the building when they're coming out.
And I'm like literally like, if you still haven't really noticed, I'm like,
no, I'm oblivious.
I'm now turning your head in the direction of what's going on.
When you stand up, he pulls up a spoon and looks at his reflection in it.
Spoon down.
Crackles a little energy. He's
he doesn't do that.
Head. No,
he's self-absorbed, not vain.
Oh, so he wouldn't be checking his teeth for any sort of
No.
Okay.
Wine stains. Anyway, yes.
Yeah. So when she turns his head, he's like, "What?"
And then she slowly stands up and points. And you see some people coming out. There's about 8 people coming out, and some of them have handguns. Others have larger weapons with them, and 2 cases.
Okay.
2 cases, and the others, as you're watching now with 4 cases, have bank bags, basically.
Okay.
And there's a crowd, so yeah, Zeus is all about this.
What's question before we get into a
Yep.
before we get into a fight? I'm trying to stay close to the microphone and also hitting it with headphones and things. Natural healing rates.
Yes.
What are they?
Healing. is... Where'd it go?
Oh, because you're trying to see if you got healed up.
Right, because I took some damage last time. It's no penalties, but I took some damage. And I heal 4 times faster than a baseline, but I don't know how fast a baseline heals.
Right. Let's look up healing bashing damage 254.
It was lethal, but...
They are on the same page, it says.
That's kind of what I figured.
And it is a box off to the side.
Mm-hmm.
Bruised or 2 wounded take 1 hour, and I believe this is bashing. Healing lethal damage. Maim takes 3 hours, crippled takes 6 hours, incapacitated bashing takes 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're 4 times faster, you just divide all those by 4.
Yeah.
But that's
healing
that's
lethal.
bashful, yeah. It's a
Bruise level is 1 day, hurt is 3 days, injured is 1 week,
okay.
Wounded is a month, maimed is 2 months, 3 months, 5 months.
Okay, so
and you start.
do you have to heal the lower ones first?
Which should be the bashing. So if you took lethal,
no, I took all lethal. So it's I took 4. Yeah. So and I'm down to I have an injured lethal as my lowest one.
Right.
So would that still
So you have to heal that one up first.
So it would take weeks to heal that before anything else heals?
Right.
How many weeks?
I believe so.
I think 1 week you said for injured, which would be a couple of days for me.
I'm sorry, what was that? Lethal what?
Because if she heals 4 times faster...
Right, what's the injured healing?
Injured healing for lethal.
1 week.
1 week. So that would be like 2 days.
Yeah. So
it's been more than 2 days.
Been, right.
Let me see. Let me make sure. Lethal windows go unattended may continue to bleed till your character actually passes out and dies. Other dangers can arise from infection, cellular damage, broken limbs. Any lethal damage past hurt requires medical treatment to prevent further harm. Untreated lethal wounds worsen by 1 level of lethal damage per day. I think this is for baselines. Right? If the individual is maimed or higher, he may recover with rest over the times listed below. However, if your character is crippled or incapacitated, no recovery is possible unless he receives medical attention. And then at the bottom, underneath that, it says, note, these healing times are for baseline humans. All Novas heal at least twice as fast as the times listed on the charts, and Novas with high mega stamina heal much faster.
Right.
So everything's halved.
Well, for her,
everything is quartered.
And then everything's quartered. So instead of a week, it takes just a few days for a Nova to heal, and then you quarter that. Because right under, on the page 254...
I can look at it.
At the bottom of that box, in the very bottom, it says, note that these healing times are for baseline humans.
Right, and her thing said that she heals 4 times faster than the baseline.
All Novas heal at least twice as fast as the times listed on the charts.
Right, but
Novas with mega stamina heal even faster than that.
Right.
So
if the base for Novas is 2, and then she has a times 4, that's still even more.
Right.
I mean, if you want to give it to her, I mean that.
Right, I wouldn't read it
healing,
that way, but that's fine.
Yeah,
everything's halved on the things, and then you start reducing it by 4 from there.
Okay.
Yeah, so after like 2-3 days, you're fully healed.
Yeah, right. That's fine. Okay.
So I guess we should probably write down somewhere on your character sheet how fast you do heal, so because it's different for you as for him.
Right. No, that's what I'm trying to.
Well, yeah, because I have actual regeneration.
Yeah.
Right, and I don't. But
so I heal in seconds.
But I have mega stamina, which means.
But you wouldn't have to if you didn't need to, or if you're out of quantum.
Right, and I've got I also have like 2 mega stamina on top of that. So I think we actually have the same heal rate.
Yes, we have the same mega stamina.
And then I can actually focus on getting healed even faster.
Right.
Okay. And you guys have your Nova point, your quantum point recovery per hour written down while we're at it?
No, I don't have that written down.
No, and mine's faster than normal because she's got a dot and node.
Yeah, your node
same.
Your dot and node adds 1 point per hour.
Okay, because I wrote down, I have her.
Yeah, he's got 2 in node. So
I think that's what she's got too. I highlighted it. No, she's just got 1.
Starting
so
pool.
She can spend 8 per turn. Add node rating to normal rate of quantum point recovery. So I get an extra one per whatever, and then he gets
If
an
a
extra
Nova
2.
is at ease but not completely relaxing, for example, going for a walk, doing some paperwork, he recovers the rate of 2 per hour.
Okay. So I would get 3 per hour, and you'd get 4 per hour.
If he's completely relaxed sleeping, it's 4 per hour.
Okay. So baseline.
Node just adds your points. Quantum regeneration would bump that up. You don't have that, do you, Zeus?
What's up?
Quantum regeneration.
It just says regeneration, which I believe is a...
I think it's a level 2 power.
Oh, yeah, no, I don't have the level 2 power. I have the mega stamina regeneration.
Some drugs and foods will let you regain. There's also a... you can trade health levels for a temporary boost of quantum points. It literally burns out your life force to ensure you can accomplish a task. For each health level sacrificed, the character gains an additional 2 quantum points.
I could burn.
Doing so also allows a Nova temporarily to increase his quantum pool above the maximum. These points are only available for 3 turns if you do that. I thought there was some back to that bad part. Yeah, and when your quantum pool's charged fully, you are vibrant, you look excited, vicious, crackle with energy, glow, otherwise display visible signs of your power. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I guess we want to do initiative. Get this party started.
What? That? Oh.
Sweet. All right.
Zeus and Brain. Time to show off. Connor and Brain. Fuck.
Okay, so how does initiative work in this system?
It should be written down on the back of your sheet.
Right, I have a number here. Is that in dice, or is it the one die and then add
roll.
it 2?
Yep.
Okay.
And so you could also have bought initiative points with experience points and things like that if you wanted. All right.
Not a great roll.
Probably better than them. All right. Higher than 7?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Who got the highest?
I got
2.
12.
I got 12.
Oh.
But I rolled lower, so.
You both got the same.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled a 3.
Okay. Holy sh...
Mega dexterity.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't have mega dexterity, if it came down to like a blow for blow, she would go first.
Yeah.
Just the way it works. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
And Zeus. Bad guys. Baddies.
It's something like you got the quick reflexes. You're just not used to jumping at the chance to go beat up bad guys. Where like Zeus has done this so many times, it actually is almost reflexive for him to do this.
That's funny.
So it's his reflex, and you're like, oh yeah, we should, or at the same speed level.
That's funny. Sorry. I'm going to say each of those little tiny squares is 10 feet.
10 feet. Holy shit, that's a wide road then. Because that would mean each car is 10 feet wide.
They don't park like we do or like in New York, so it's an old road. Right? 10, 20, 30 feet wide.
Yeah, like our roads are like maybe 15.
2 lanes?
And that's a 2-lane road is like maybe 15 feet wide.
So it's basically 10 feet in between the cars. It's rough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's enough for a car to get by, and if another car comes up, they can pull over kind of close and they can get around.
So this would be like a 2-lane road with a suicide lane in the middle. So 3-lane road.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I need to like. Holy shit!
With parking on the sides. I mean, these are all cars parked.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like each with those cars parked, it would still be like 10 feet, a 10-foot wide car, which I'm just like. Most of them are like
people could drive next to each other, but they tend to one person pulls over real close and the other person goes around, sort of thing. Yeah, it's an old city road. All right, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Yeah, about 50 feet. across. All right, you guys are
Oh, I gotta highlight that.
here.
Sorry,
Sorry.
Mega Dexterity lets me interrupt actions.
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. The powers are crazy. Once we start rolling with them a little more, it'll be easier to keep track. All right.
Okay.
So you guys go first. Beth, what do you want to do?
You said we're about how far away?
You guys are, I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, I need a number. It's
You guys are here. It's down here. So I want to say it's 2, 3. It is about 300 feet away.
damn. Okay.
And that's why it was hard to hear.
Right.
And you still don't hear any bells or sirens or anything like that.
Our movement is in what? Is it
Meters.
feet, yards, meters?
I have to do this all meters.
That's
Well, no. So if it's 10 feet, that would be 3 meters.
Okay.
yeah, make it easier, math.
Yeah. Let's do this down below. Fuck it. Meters. So there's 30 of them.
Okay. Which means I'm going to.
Hold on.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Because this is new combat system.
Yeah.
That's. I'm like, what happens if I move? How does that work?
It is 9. Is that right? 90 meters away? Is that right? 30 squares, 3
It's-
meters each?
Yeah. So 3 meters is like just under 10 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, 90 meters.
Okay. No, 90 meters or 90.
90 meters, right?
Yeah.
30 times 3.
Oh, you said 30 squares. I thought you said 30 meters at first, and then
Yeah,
you
30
had to
squares.
multiply. It was 30 squares, so it's 90 feet. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
300 feet, 90 meters. Yeah,
Yeah, that's about
roughly.
Yes.
We're not going out and drawing it on the floor, out the on the ground, the street with chalk or anything like that. Yeah, it's pretty far away.
Yeah.
But for your flights and stuff, it might be like 2 turns.
Yeah. It's like a turn and a half.
Right. I don't have flight, but I can.
My full speed flight wise is 72 meters
Okay.
in a single turn. So
But even so, my sprinting gets me there in 2 turns and a half.
Right, with your dexterity, it should be
So
correct.
I have a 38 meter sprint, so that's how far I can go in 1 turn. So I start going that way.
Okay.
I'm not on fire yet. I'm just sort of like, and I will go across the street.
How many meters? do you
I
go?
move 30, if I'm sprinting, it's 38 meters.
Okay.
I don't know what the penalties or benefits for sprinting are, but that's how fast I can go.
Okay.
So 38 meters would be not quite 13 squares.
Okay. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 13. Roughly.
Roughly, yeah. 39 meters would be 13 squares, so.
Right. We'll put you an F here. And we're going to say you had to push your way through some fans
And that
didn't
makes
know
sense.
what was
Yeah,
going
and
on.
I wouldn't try to knock anybody over. I just
Okay. So, yeah, I just assume you ran straight across the street
right
and down.
and then that way. Yep, that's what I'm picturing.
All right, Zeus. Where you going?
with his 72, so I'm picturing. So I'm just for 2 meters up into the sky, just so he's above head level, and then the other 70 forward.
Okay.
And I actually still have, because that takes like nothing for me to do, because those are both just things I just have.
Yeah.
And another thing that I just have, so it's nothing extra, is to cast Storm. Dice pool equal to wits plus my elemental mastery. They take 2 points of damage per dot that I have. Their dice pools are also reduced by 2.
Okay.
It halves their movement and vision.
Okay.
The range is 10 times my quantum plus power rating, so that's 80 meters. So
Okay.
after moving the 70, they're well within. And the area is a 40-meter diameter area. So like the entire street.
Yeah. How fast do you fly? How many meters?
72 meters per turn. And I went the 2 up and just the 70 forward.
Okay.
Just to give you a rough, it's like get above everybody's head.
Yeah. Oops. All right, 3. Oops. What the hell's going on? So was it 20? Damn it. Meters or 23 squares.
And there's also any additional effects that you think a lightning storm would do to these guys.
Three.
And it's up as long as I concentrate on it.
You can literally fly right down the sidewalk, right across the street from them. And how many meters is the diameter or the radius?
The area is, based off my current ratings, 40 meters.
Okay.
Okay. If you move your full distance, you just can't take any other actions that turn.
Okay.
That's all it says.
All right. So this is the front door where they came out of. And they're all just kind of here in a group. Put them in circles. I'm just going to write numbers. Fuck it. So we can actually keep track. Something easier.
Yeah, so they take it's 12 dots of lethal damage.
Phew.
Yeah, and it's just inflicted. That's not roll. So, what soak do they got?
All right. So, lightning storm starts up.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. Oh, what is that? God damn it. Armor is on page 277. All right. Oh, shit. They got 6 and 6. Well, how much does it do?
12 lethal.
Okay.
So if they've got 6 lethal soak, then they take 6 points of damage.
Yeah, an enhanced version of right gear body armor is environmentally sealed, electrically insulated, and steel reinforced bodysuit. The armor provides enough oxygen for 30 minutes when sealed. Jeez. The lightning starts up and roll 1 die.
9.
Okay. No one else is in the area that's being electrified.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Good. No citizens.
I was like, is there someone running around doing something? No. Five of them go down right off the bat.
Out of how many were there?
8.
8? Okay, cool.
Yeah. So the others, the other 3 are standing around, and 2 of them have the cases, and the other one has one of the bags of money. And the other guy's just dropping their money, sort of opens up. And they all do the jarring, like they're being shocked or it's going through them, and they stop and they start looking around. And one of them, does he see? Coming flying
does
down
he
the road?
see a Greek god?
No, that guy doesn't.
He doesn't see Jupiter descending.
That guy probably does. 5.
Oh, I don't have to get as close as I thought.
Oh, you read the distance on bolts?
Well, yes, it's halved for me if I want to do it in a fire spray, but yes, that's still 45 meters.
All right. The 3 that are standing up, one of them points up at you, and they start going back into the building, going back into the bank. And they just leave their other people out there who are kind of twitching at this point still. All right. So that was your full things. So I'm just going to say 6, 7, 8. Go back inside. They were closer to the building, and whatever was striking doesn't seem like it hit them with full force, or whatever they're wearing is even more enhanced.
I'm perfectly fine with these guys hadn't made it out to the street yet.
Yeah.
So if they got nothing or minimal, that's
yeah.
I that makes perfect sense to me.
All right.
She goes first.
Okay.
And I'm still running.
Okay.
Another
Oh man, my stupid OP thing just didn't wipe them all out.
13 squares.
You actually make it right down almost to the guys who got dropped.
Okay. And everybody else managed to back inside.
They went, the 3 leftovers went right back inside. So you're right here next to some of the people laying on the ground, and Zeus is across the street, I guess, closing.
That's fine.
And it's how long does it last for the lightning storm?
Concentration.
Okay. So you see her running up. You guys
yeah,
are having it at the same time. So
yeah, if I see her running in and the bad guys are no longer where my storm can affect them,
right?
Yeah, I'd drop it.
Okay. And what do? She's running up to the front almost and kind of like stopping to look around.
Mm-hmm.
Are you firing or anything?
Not yet, no.
Not yet?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can kind of see some movement inside.
Right, I can't see what's going on, so I don't want to
Okay.
light up yet.
I don't know how much I don't know what kind of weapons they have, so I am going to shield up on myself.
Okay.
Because I can't shield up on you.
All right. Are you staying across the street?
And I'm going to move next to her and just, if you'll allow it, because I don't know how many actions you can do, it would be the intimidate of, throw down your weapons, surrender.
Yeah, you can say stuff.
Okay. Whether or not I can do an intimidate roll, that's the other question I would have. Although I say these things,
yeah.
But whether or not you can do the...
You can roll it.
Okay. Because I know I'm like asking to do a lot. I'm like, how far am I pushing these limits? Oh, that die's gone. It's over by your foot.
Oh, yeah.
So I got 4. No megas.
Okay. Say whatever you want to say.
Yeah. Just... oh God, why can't I think of anything right now that's not just so... You know what? It doesn't matter. He would go with the dumb shit. Here we go. Give it up! You've been caught!
Okay.
Just the crackling lightning and all the sensory effects around him as he does... Because he's not... I'm not setting foot on the ground. I am still very much... float flying, God descends from above. Like I said, it's that whole Jesus lower and raise. That's how I elevator in or out of things.
Yep. All right. You perception rolls.
Okay.
Both of you.
Nope, not that many dice. Here we go.
Oh, I didn't botch. I got one.
Yeah, three.
3, you hear yelling back at you, but it's in French. And if you don't speak French,
Nope. Not at all.
And it sounds condescending, like they're trying to say back what you said, but it's in outrageous French, and it is like, why don't you sit down? That sort of stuff. Why don't you surrender? Or something like that.
It's that whole.
Why don't you surrender? I just killed 5 of you. Why don't you surrender?
But it's like they've got those full face masks on, so it's like,
yeah, right. It's hard to hear, but you get the gist of it, and you're like, damn it.
The tone is definitely
Right. Yeah, you don't know what they're saying. It's really bad. Like they don't speak English at all.
the back of the voice and the Connor from the back of just said, I hate the fucking French.
All right.
But I am tired.
These goddamn frogs, frog eating, snail looking.
Oh man. All right. It's your turn. They don't come out. They don't do anything other than just mocking him.
Okay. From where I'm standing, can I see in at all?
Make a
or
perception
do
roll.
I need to move over closer to the door? I botched.
You see several people gathered inside, and you think it's the rest of the team. They're all dressed the same, or they're all dressed down, and they're all against the back wall that where you can see in from your angle. So you're kind of looking in this way, and you see inside this lobby there's a group, and you don't know who's who, but they all look like they're all intently watching you, angrily maybe even. Mm-hmm. So there could be a lot more people in here. Like you only got who came out, or he only got who came out.
Right. I'm going to stay here for the moment, but I am going to immolate.
Okay. And some people are pointing, and they're pointing at you guys and that sort of thing. So
I'm going to immolate and strike a dramatic pose and wait to see what he does.
Okay. Do you tell him at all what you see?
It's one of those, like, in terms of like same actions, I would also be looking for them as well.
Okay. And did you roll perception?
I have not yet.
Okay.
I didn't. I was letting her take her actions because she's got the mega dex.
Okay.
So I got a 2.
2 successes?
Yes.
You see lots of people inside. You're not sure who's who. You think you see one of the guys, but he kind of points at you two and then moves out of your line of vision. And you think he may have someone in front of him.
Okay.
Or with him. You're not certain.
I am going to, with the one that I see moving, I'm going to throw Imprison on.
Okay. How does that work through?
So I have a range of 80 meters for this.
Okay.
I'm not going to have it do any kind of damage because I can't identify what this guy is.
Okay.
So
is it line of sight? Is it can you do it inside buildings and stuff?
The Nova is able to confine a target with a with quantity of the element. Example, include creating a fiery cage, suspending a victim in an invisible fist of air, causing someone to sink up to the ground in solid rock. Because the thing is, because it's mastery, I create the lightning.
Right.
So it's not like I gotta like pull it from a source. So what I'm thinking is like the guy who's moving, I'm gonna make like electrical bands form around him.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a might equal to twice the number of successes on my dice pool that I roll is what he needs in order to break the band and move away.
Okay.
It's like it's considered to be something akin to an at-range clinch, and that's why if I choose to spend the extra point, it does damage like a clinch. But I'm not trying to damage the guy. I'm just like, you stop.
Right.
So that's wits plus my elemental mastery. Five. So that's
this is. Oh, there it is. I'm sorry, I was looking at the wrong one.
And that costs extra because it's not one of my special already known easy stuffs. But I don't think I'm dipping too far into my 35 quantum pool yet.
No. Yeah, it doesn't say anything about line of sight or anything like
Nope.
that. So even under the main thing to create that element. Okay. So electrical bands, you said?
Yeah. And
Arc
that's
around.
kind of how I figured it would be. It's just like it's like these electrical bands, they go through, it's like you see the physical electrical bands, but what it's doing, it's kind of like, it's almost like short circuiting your nervous system to where you don't have control to do it over.
Okay. So that is your wits and elemental mastery to create it.
And I got a 5.
5 successes. Okay.
So it's 10 might to break.
Yeah. Okay. It lights up around him and arcs, and the other person who was being drug around breaks free and kind of runs to looks like the rest of the group up front. And he freezes and starts yelling if he can, or howling, I guess.
Yeah, he can totally scream.
All right. And you're still waiting, or you waited to see what he did?
Yeah, I was waiting to see what he did, but I didn't. My turn was turning on my fire.
Okay.
So and that was
All right.
I didn't declare multiple actions, so that was my turn.
There's a gnat down here. It keeps dive bombing me. So he's howling inside. Electrical bands are arcing from the ground to the ceiling and around him. And he kind of looks over to the side and like, do it, or says in French, do it. But if you don't know what French is, it does not translate.
It's a concise French phrase. We don't know what it means.
Right.
Do it.
All right. Let me look at this a little closer.
I did find out that if instead of using the lower dice pool, when you do multiple actions, you just take a number of dice away. Like, however many actions you do is the number of dice you take off of whatever the first dice pool is. So whatever your first action is, that's the dice pool you get to use.
And then
But
every
that's-
action after that takes away 1 die, or does it stay static?
I think hang on, I just read it.
'Cause that's
I
the way
just know that it
Exalted
was
works.
right, but because one of the systems it was you take the lowest dice pool and then split it. In
Okay.
this case, it was different.
Yeah, I think this is one where it's like you start with that first one and then everything gets smaller and smaller and smaller.
Or that same penalty just comes off, but I'm not sure. Hang on, I will find it again. Because I got excited about the thing and then I stopped reading.
All right.
Yeah, it is. Each sequence action is an additional die. So,
Okay.
yeah.
You guys are- Takes away a couple dice. All right. As you're standing there looking in, all of a sudden, a beam of light comes arcing out of the walls in your direction, like it's moving around. That's just for 1. So 1, 2, 3.
This would be an
4, 5,
energy-based
6.
attack?
Yes.
Awesome.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 for the first strafe.
Yeah, that doesn't even get past my soak.
So it divides between the two of you. So
But that because soak comes off before you roll damage dice.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's to hit, right?
That is to hit.
Yeah.
So that goes into what your
8.
dodge, or how do you,
I don't.
If you are dodging, yes. If you saved up to do that as a multiple action,
I did not.
Right, and I didn't. Is it also? Am I also in the range of fire?
yeah.
Okay.
Because you both
That's
are
what I
pretty
thought.
much next to each other.
Oh, I didn't realize you'd moved up. Okay.
So we'll do one at a time.
Okay.
It's a -2 already, so it does automatically 15 levels of damage.
And this is, let's see, 8.
This is a laser, basically, a huge
10.
laser.
This is lethal?
Yes.
Cool.
And
you get to roll 2 dice against me,
Okay. Does this work?
and I get to attempt to absorb it.
+1. The attack divides any successes gained in the attack roll evenly among the targets
Oh yeah, because it's a strafing.
in the covered area. Success is assigned to hit the individual. If one target's on the range, leftovers go to that. All right. So 3 and 4 successes. Okay. 3 successes to Beth. 4 successes to bright and shiny Zeus. All right, and the damage is the same for, almost the same for each. But let's go ahead and do the automatic damage first, which is that 15.
Okay. And like I said, 2 get through.
Okay.
So it's 2 plus whatever you get on rolls, and then because it's an energy attack, I roll energy absorption.
Right. What about you?
Right, I have 6 lethal soak, so 9 get through. You get to
Okay.
roll 9 dice to damage me with. Well, no, because that's on. So 9 automatically happen if it's an automatic damage,
Right.
which means I just drop.
All right. And no mega stamina or anything like that?
8, 9. I mean, that actually.
You
kills
do have
me.
mega dexterity, right?
I do, but that doesn't help. It helps with delays, and that's it in terms of what I have for it. And stamina won't help either. No, I think that just kills me.
Good God.
Yeah.
I thought you had something with...
No, I mean I have lethal soak, which is a lot more than a normal person would have, but I don't have, like I said, I only have 4. Yeah, no, I don't.
There's damage well.
Nope.
Range. I don't think maybe it doesn't do...
Because resiliency would just, yeah, that just increases my soak, and that's the only enhancement I have on mega stamina.
Dodging is a +1 against strafing. Accuracy. Damage is special. This is gained on the attack roll evenly among the targets. All right, to the target's damage as well. Okay, maybe that's... I have a feeling it gets divided up as well with this sort of damage. Does yours get divided up if you're hitting multiple targets? I thought that's how it used to be.
So when using the powers of spray,
Strafing.
add 10
Yeah, it's
dice
pretty
to a
much the same
standard
thing.
attack roll with a difficulty penalty of 1 for each
Right.
meter. Successes are divided up just as in strafing and applied to the damage effect. So those 10 dice do get divided up between, but that's it.
And add the power's damage effect as well.
And then difficulties of dodge rolls are increased by 1 against the power.
If your successor roll, then there are targets. One may be assigned per target until they are allocated. I thought it used to be you divide up the damage too, because that would make it crazy powerful to be using.
Normal attack roll. The range is halved. Additional accuracy die. Nope. It's just the extra 10 dice are divided up. Successes are divided up just as in strafing. So, yeah, it's easier to hit, but you do damage to everything.
All right,
That's
then I'm
the
going to
whole point
reduce
of a
down
strafing roll.
1 level. So 8 automatic levels of damage.
Okay. That
And-
won't kill me.
The rolling dice is after that. So
Right.
that is So I think what we need to start remembering, if you don't have a lot of soak defense, we might want to start doing multiple actions.
Right. And it's
So you
just
have
we haven't gotten into combat in the system at
Yeah.
all before, so I have no idea how this character would play. So it's fine.
And it's one of those things like, he would totally like throw his shield up because he doesn't know what they have, and that shield is literally a saving grace right now because it's 8 lethal soak.
So 4 levels of damage you get through out of all that.
For
rolled.
For rolled on top of the 2 that already
Right.
would have bypassed soak. Which I'm still not dead.
Okay.
I'm actually just maimed.
1 extra dice for...
Because that's a total of 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have a total of 13 lethal soak currently.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels of damage.
Okay. Energy absorption because it's an energy weapon. 1, 2, 3, 4 get absorbed.
Okay.
So that puts my strength currently... Oh, shit. Oh, I'm going to punch a bitch. Yeah, that puts my strength at 5 and my mega strength up to 3.
Okay. So when this happens, it basically goes in like a weird, like a figure 8, and the wall collapses, and at the last second you see another person behind the gentleman who just fired, and this thing almost looks like a rocket launcher that's held down underneath, and he's got a power pack on his back. And the first one, the guy behind steps to the side and looks directly at you and turns it on, and it the inside starts turning, it lights up, and it's the same thing, but he's not strafing, so it's going straight at you this time.
Okay.
Which is not the 10. But it is 4, 8.
Yeah, that's just a regular attack roll. It's
Right.
not with the
But he was
extra.
aiming because of all this. So it's 2, I think. 1 die up to his perception. His perception is 3. Because he let the other guy just cut the wall away, basically. All right. So 4 to hit again.
Okay. Still the 13 lethal
Okay.
soak.
So it's 4. What was that? That was the 10. So that basically took away his attack dice to hit. All right. 2, 3, 4 levels of damage.
It all gets absorbed.
Okay.
So that means I have now 4 more added on to my mega strength.
Okay.
So I have 7 mega strengths.
Okay. Does anything happen when you go up and above and beyond on mega strength?
So it's only applied immediately to my next turn.
Okay.
So it's one of those when you absorb it on your next turn, use it or lose it, because I didn't take the specialty to maintain it. There's
Okay.
there's 2 things you can do with the absorption. You can
Standard effect.
store it for a little while, or you can blast it back out in an energy move.
Okay.
But I want to look up what this does.
I was going to say, because it's a higher level mega strength than what is normal.
Yeah, I mean,
Which is in the player's guide. So every 2 levels you're able to convert over.
dot of mega strength and the power indicated. Character can gain. Wait. Oh, I can't go. So I can still absorb it, but I still cap at 5.
Oh. Where does it say that?
It's in absorption, or at least it's the way I was reading it. So,
Yeah, I thought there was a built-in limitation on how much you could actually apply.
Every 2 dots of health that... Okay. Oh, so first of all, I don't have as much mega strength as I thought, or as much strength as I thought, because it's for every 2 dots that I absorb, 1 gets converted into strength. So that was 7. So if we divide that by 2, I'm at 3.
Wait, is that right?
Each success rolled on the stamina plus absorption roll subtracts 1 health of damage from the attack. The character must pay an each quantum point for each absorb. Okay. It's not a problem. Every 2
health levels of damage are converted into 1 extra dot of strength.
When it gets above 5, they become mega strength. Dots in power indicate the maximum. Oh, the dots in the actual power.
In your absorption power. Okay, that's where it caps out.
Of strength. Oh, so I've only got a 1, so I only get... at most, I can only absorb... And
you can only convert.
I can convert 1. Okay, so my strength then between those 2 attacks only becomes a 5 because my absorption is only a 1.
Right.
Okay. I knew there was ways I curbed
right,
this.
It was... I knew it wasn't as ridiculous as it sounded at first.
Yeah.
All right.
So I get 2 points of strength on this, and I have to use them this turn.
Okay.
But yeah, I was able to absorb all that damage from.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would we be opposed to me buying regeneration retroactively?
Yeah, you can do
regeneration because I had XP to spend, and
this is how,
and it will save my life
in
this
how
fight.
It works.
So.
This is stressful, and all of a sudden you
You erupted
happens. Yeah,
again.
It happens.
Yeah,
you're advanced.
No, that's because that is something I was looking at taking anyway. It definitely fits, and I can just start burning faster on the inside for healing.
Sword dots may have some increase something. Wait. Extra dots and strength gain from absorption don't last forever. They fade away at a rate of 1 point per turn at 1 quantum plus power rating. At the storyteller's option, absorbed dots may increase something other than strength, such as stamina or quantum bolt, but never quantum points. Characters cannot absorb more power than is available. Okay.
Oh, they changed it then in that book because before it's in the PDF, it's only strength is the only thing you can go up. Okay. I'm fine with keeping it at strength. I'm just
allow a certain number of dots of strength and power to be determined. How much power be added to the character, for example, no matter how much absorption Nova has, he should not be allowed to gain more than a single point of strength from the power in, for example, a typical household appliance. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. You luckily transmute most of it. It kind of bleeds off into your, like, when it hits you, it bleeds off into static electricity behind you that's not.
And there's things like I've got that I've got the shield going around me, so it dents so much of it coming.
Yep.
Which is its literal job.
All right. And you see the guy's face, he kind of droops when he sees it doesn't do anything to you. And are you you can keep up a concentration, you don't take any damage, so yeah. It's turns.
Yep. So it's you're first.
Yes. Which means so I can go ahead and automatic action to spend the quantum to instantly heal 2 levels.
Okay.
Because it maxes out at your mega stamina rating. So per turn anyway. But that gets me up to injured, and I still don't have any penalties.
Okay.
So
again, this is your splitting dice pools to do this.
No, because that's an automatic action. That's just spend the quantum and you heal.
Yeah, no, regeneration is awesome.
Right.
Okay.
I was like, of the things that can save my life right now, that's the one that I would have taken anyway. So
okay.
All right. And then
wounds instantly cauterize on her, and
so I go from being like to okay, fuck you. And
right. And with this you kind of light up more on fire.
Yeah, the burning gets like, and it kind of changes like to that color too. It gets to like that little bit hotter, a little bit bluer, a little bit more intense.
I point at the guy that did the strafe shot and he did it.
Is he within 45 meters in a straight line from me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. I think they're only a few meters away when he shows
And you said those two guys are right next to each other?
Yeah.
Okay. So
6
I
and
can...
7. They are not 3, 6. They're 9 meters away at the most.
Okay. Well, then we're going to strafe them right back.
Okay.
With fire.
Interesting, because I was going to lethal bolt the one guy that shot me directly. So,
you know, I can...
Anything you can do, we can do better.
So, all right. Let's attempt attacking now. Because this will be a first.
All right.
I'm going to need more dice. Out. So.
Small entranceway.
Normal attack roll. Range is halved. Additional die to accuracy. Oh, each turn. Oh, I can zero in with it. If I leave it up and burning, I get more accurate.
So it's like the reverse of shooting an automatic weapon.
Right. Yeah. Each turn the Nova uses the power, she gains an additional die to accuracy to a maximum of 5 dice. So, all right. So, 2, 4, 6, 8. They're the extras. And then to hit with it normally, I'm rolling Dex plus Quantum.
So this is what you're looking at. Basically, 6 and 7 are kind of
Oh, good.
staggered slightly.
Perfect.
So this is you guys out here. This is them.
That's
What a shame.
Counter space. You don't know if anyone's behind the counter on the ground or anything like that. So
Mega Dex is 2. I'm going to roll those separately just to get them out of the way because I don't
think they have much. Well, they have that 6.
That's fine. They didn't really add anything. And then regular Dex and Quantum Bolt, which is 3. And this is 2 points. Does it? Oh, those are 2 different things. Okay. Oh, strafing doesn't have my thing. Okay, so the strafing doesn't add accuracy. The jet does. 2 slightly different uses of the same power.
Right.
Okay, but anyway, we're strafing because it's more fun.
Okay.
And that's what he did to me. So, so I'm rolling to hit. Do I have to roll to hit them individually, or
If you're strafing, no. You just roll. All your successes get divided up into whoever you. Well, divided evenly.
Okay,
Among
okay.
your targets.
Gotcha. And we're looking for 7s. That's a 9. It's not great.
Again, you can use your Mega Dex to drop that 7 down to like a 5 or a 4.
I actually already rolled them.
That, yeah.
but, so
It's something.
I'll keep it in mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make it a
So-
little easier to.
Well,
Blow people
then one of them gets hit with 4. The other one gets hit with 3.
Interesting. That's what happened to us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first, number 6 with 4 or 7 with 4, whichever. The 6 is in front. He's the one that hit you.
I
Actually.
said the one who hit me gets the 4.
Okay. All right, let's
The one
roll
who
this guy.
aimed at him gets the 3. So, and this one has an automatic damage of 6.
Okay, so their armor negates that.
Okay, and then I get to roll.
Does not negate that.
Okay, and they didn't take away any of my successes, right?
Number 7 took him all the way but 1. You just barely hit him. He's
Okay.
in mid dive as you're no, and he's moving
was 7 the one I hit harder?
less. He's
7
back.
is the one
he
who
didn't hit you. Yeah,
him. Okay, so
and
okay.
he's moving faster than a normal should be. So
Okay.
he's either amped up on something or his reaction time's higher.
He's moving at the speed of 3 Sonics.
Okay, so
Not that fast.
base damages. So I'm just rolling
Maybe a half.
Half a Sonic.
Where a person is a quarter Sonic.
8, 10, 12. 4 times 3 is 12. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so the first guy, the one that I really don't like, who I'm hitting harder, and damage is still 7s.
Yes. I believe so. Is it?
Shit.
Is damage 6 or 7?
I don't know.
Here, you know what? Count just the sevens first.
It's
Let's see
been a
what,
while since
still a
we've
lot.
done this. I want to say it's 6, but it would be easier if they did it all the same. Damage 240. Rolling damage. They're not going to bother with that. They're just going to say. It just says E success. So I'm assuming it's 7.
That's fine. That's 8 successes.
Woof. He incinerates at that point. It's not enough to destroy the armor, so he burns up from the inside.
just these little jet flames come shooting out from various seams.
You punch through at one little point and in the stomach, and he goes up.
Guy number 2.
Guy number 2.
Didn't roll quite as well.
I see 2 10s.
This
yeah,
is lethal,
but
so
the 10s don't.
Yeah, I know.
This was I don't remember what it was, but it was above 7. So that's only 4 successes.
Okay. He catches fire, but as he's landing on the ground, he's not dead, but he's pretty badly hurt.
Oh, don't worry.
That's what I got.
Pretty badly hurt. All right, what are you doing? You got a guy in prison that you've got concentration on.
Yeah, so it's maintenance, so I have to keep spending each time to hold him, but it's literally like a quantum point.
Okay.
But for the guy who dove, I'm going to shoot my lethal, which is again an easy, don't have to worry about it thing for me to do.
Okay.
And it's like, neat. Just throw the lethal bolt just right back at him, which is, where's my to hit?
It's like he did that diving maneuver going for another area to get behind and plop right on the ground in front of it. So he did not make it quite out of the range.
Yeah, the way I just see this is she just like burst everything forward, and I like, for that half-second delay, it's because I reared back to like softball throw this.
Yeah, that was just both hands out and sheet of fire.
Yeah.
Oh no! This is okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And with the accuracy, there's the thing behind just got scorched, but it didn't do much else.
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
How much automatic damage does it do? Oh, that's right. You're hitting. He's prone.
Yeah, my 2 hit.
Is prone like -2 or something like that? Cover? Because he's just laying on the ground. But it has enough.
Well, I got 4 hits, so.
Yeah, there's nothing about cover in here, is there? I thought they had stuff about it, but.
Yeah. I thought
Ranged, maybe? Complications. Nope. Defensive maneuvers, pulling your punches. Oh, you can't pull your punches, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the version of me pulling my punch is going from lethal blast to blast. And it costs more for me to blast.
3.
I'm going to say with just being prone, for now, take away 1 die from the roll. Not from the successes, so.
No.
How many dice did you roll?
So I would have rolled 8. So that means I would have rolled...
I guess roll the 1 extra dice and see if it hits or not. And we'll take away if it does. So take away 1 success.
Okay. 4.
Yeah, still enough to hit him.
Yeah. He takes a minimum of
3
8.
roll over. Okay. So 2, 4, 5, 6.
And then I have to do power rating times 2, so that's another 8 and 3 rollover, so 11 dice.
Okay. You would have to miss all of these dice for him to survive. And this is lightning bolt.
6, 7,
Okay.
8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, this is a lethal blast, which is again just a lightning bolt, and it's that classic depiction of Zeus where he does the big rear back and throws it like a javelin.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. So what happens when you throw this thing, as it leaves your fingertips, it doesn't actually leave because the lightning is still being generated from your hand, and it arcs in, and he
took 8 more.
Incinerates. Yeah, he took double. So armor and everything, he goes up into a pile of ash. All right, people are screaming inside. You hear lots of shouting and screaming in French. What do you guys do? The guy that's being held is still like...
Yeah. I'm going to go over to him. I'm going to pick him up by the lightning band and tow him out.
He was back over here, I think, when you caught him.
Yeah, so
you float in through the hole, or do you go in through the front door?
I go in through the hole.
Okay. Come in, lightning's arcing around.
I'm following, just sort of scorching over the rubble.
Okay. Yeah, it's all kinds of rubble here.
And I'm moving at a float speed. There's no like...
Okay.
Right, not running. And I heal up again, so...
All right.
Oh, yeah, I could just heal up the point I took, too.
There you go.
So
pretty easy.
Yeah.
So you guys enter into the building, and people are all stopping for just a second, and one person screams and throws their fist up in the air. Yeah! Scaring several people around them. They all shriek. And
I love you, random citizen.
And you hear Zeus. And someone says, fear fly. In some weird French accent. And then they start clapping, and then the people that got shit scared of them start clapping too and looking around confused, like, we're alive? We're alive?
Yeah. And again, it's
the guy is like
the guy who's
shocking and holding still.
Because he's not taking any damage.
No.
He's just immobilized because I've locked his nervous system with lightning.
Yeah. So he's not really saying anything after that initial howl.
Yeah, so I pick it up and I carry it on out through the front door.
Him out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
So you
carry.
actually grab him physically?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, does my...
It doesn't do any damage though, does it?
No, I'm just picking him up to move him.
Okay.
That's all it is. It's you're under arrest.
Are you letting the lightning down, or are you keeping it up?
I'm keeping it up.
Okay.
I'm keeping him bound. I'm
slowly
bleeding the quantum, but it's like...
As you're going in, you can actually manipulate it closer instead of it arcing around and... God, fuck you. Instead of it coming from the ceiling and stuff, like cages, like a cage, you can actually form it around them.
Yeah, I was thinking like just straight up bands.
Yep.
Yeah, and again, it's because it's non-lethal, so it's like or not even bashing damage. So it's literally no damage whatsoever. So I just pick it up and I carry it out. I hold the door open so people can walk out.
Okay. Yeah, people start going out of the building into the street. Police are arriving at this point.
Once they cuff him, I drop it.
Okay. Perception and awareness?
Sure.
Yeah.
Two.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
3. You both, are you walking out with the prisoner, or are you staying in and kind of checking things out?
I'm making sure nothing else looks threatening inside as he's hauling out the bad guy.
You kind of walk around. When you head back up front, the gentleman who you caught on fire, you see the gear that he used, and it does not look like anything you've seen before.
I'm gonna cool down, and
it's got some sort of battery pack on his back that is now on the ground, and the thing is huge. It almost looks like not a t-shirt cannon, but something a little bigger,
like a Gatling gun,
kind of, but more squat. That makes sense.
Okay.
I want to say it's like Metroid's hand cannon sort of thing, but it's not on an arm piece.
Right,
It's something they had to strap over their shoulder and hold on to. And it was like a one shot and done. Like on the back of it, if you look at it, the power is down to 0. It's blinking. So
it was fuck you, fuck me.
Right. They may have been able to do more shots if they had a better battery pack. Also, the safe back here in the back area has been cut open with another one, and you see other batteries sitting down.
Gotcha. While he's out front,
Yep.
I'm gonna pull out a camera and pull out a phone and start taking pictures of all this stuff just for my own personal, like, not trying to be a little bit like,
That's all right.
but yeah,
What the fuck is this?
I'm like, I'm gonna send these to somebody I know who knows a little bit more about tech than I do.
Okay.
So,
All right. Please show up. And they take your information. Some media starts showing up about 20 minutes later, taking pictures and everything.
Yeah, and it's very much it's like, standing outside waving, doing the grandstanding as he gets handcuffed, and I drop it, it's like a harmless flick right by his ear of some lightning.
I'm standing next to him doing the dramatic pose, but also like secretly rolling my eyes at him being weird.
Right.
Yeah, it's like,
When you're immolated, a lot of your features don't show.
It's just
Yeah, it's like Johnny Storm when he's on. Yeah. They're either open or they're not open. They're open or they're not open.
Yeah.
And so you can roll your eyes all day long.
And it's very much it's like name dropping Project Utopia.
They ask your names and everything. We saw you were in town, and thank you very much and everything. This
It's our civil duty,
It lasts for a couple minutes. If you wanted to go on,
no. I'm ready to be.
CNN shows up and they want to start like doing a whole interview and things like that, talking to you about your background and everything.
To which I tell him it's like oh, Project Utopia has already released our background. But if you please, we must I'd like to. I have to go pay my bill. Like I point over at the
the cafe that we just walked away from. Yeah.
With your perception, you eagle eye the waiter who looks disgusted that you left, and he's got his arms folded, just watching you.
Yeah. No, I do. I go
Start
back.
sauntering back down the street
with the check in his hand, with his
Right.
arms crossed. Okay, go back over, and he just hands it. He doesn't say anything. Just hands it to you.
I don't immolate it.
Yeah. No,
You pay it, and he seems very grateful. Like this has happened before, and he's been stiffed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No. And
Yeah.
tip him well because
Okay.
They actually, I don't think they tip over.
no, they
in-
don't tip. It's
I think it's like rude or something like that. Or it's a completely different.
However, would I know that?
Right.
Okay, yeah,
does
I
have
do
your-
know that, and I don't tip him.
And when you pay him, he brings out boxes and boxes of whatever food you did not eat and puts in a nice little
What would that be? Like
gratuity.
streetwise? Like
Boy, that would be something different.
Etiquette.
Would I know?
That'd be
Oh,
etiquette.
it would be etiquette. So it's just a straight charisma roll to know
Yeah.
what the etiquette is. You're right. That is what that word means.
Holy shit! I was talking about. Hey, am I going to use?
Oh, never mind. I don't tip him. I know for a fact that you don't do
There you
that
go.
in France because I just rolled 5 successes on 5 dice.
Yeah. But I just thought it was funny. It's like, oh, hey. At the very beginning, it's like, oh, am I going to use etiquette in this game?
Right. Came in
Apparently,
handy.
I was.
Yep. So it stops you from doing it if you
Oh yeah,
start
no,
to.
I knew not to.
You
do
both look
that.
at each other like, no, we don't. Pay him his stuff. He hands you your food, and he put an extra loaf of bread in there.
Extra
for-
baguettes.
For paying, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's, what do you guys want to do? Go back to your hotel room?
Yeah.
Fly out?
Yeah,
Yeah, actually, if you want to fly us out of here, that's probably the fastest
easiest
to get
way.
with it.
So it's
yeah,
and it's again, it's that arm around,
I've got the food.
and that again, it's like as I rise up in the air, it's like the big like grandstanding wave before just supermaning away.
Okay. All right. You guys head back to your room, and now I think we'll call it there for the night.
Yeah.
All right. Some Aberrant. If you guys want to spin anything else, this is the time to
Yeah, I'm
Depending on what we get, I actually
force
might.
shield maybe, or some soak.
Well, what I'll
Extra-
do with
Where are
only
the extra? Where do you get? Where I tried finding the extra health levels.
it's under mega stamina.
Okay.
That's because I already have one of them. So with 2 more experience points, I can buy another level of mega stamina, which will bump both my soak and my health levels. And then with the
what it
regeneration, it
is.
should be okay.
Okay. I thought it was an extra to give you extra levels, but I
Right.
guess
No,
it's just
that's
the built-in.
under. Yeah, it's built into mega stamina.
Yeah, just taking it, and I think No.
Because la la la.
And I think resiliency even gives you more soak.
It doubles your
Yeah,
soak.
resiliency
Yeah.
doubles the
Doubles your-
bonuses that Mega Stamina gives you, and I have resiliency, and so another.
I don't think I included that.
Yeah, so your
That's
normal
huge.
if your Mega Stamina is 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's 2.
It's 2. So yeah, you would have an extra 4 bashing and an extra 2 lethal because you would normally, or no, an extra 4 bashing, an extra 4. Hang on, your 2 levels in Mega Stamina give you 2 extra soak against bashing normally and 1 extra soak against lethal. So with resiliency, it's 4 bashing and 2 lethal.
Right.
Per Mega Stamina?
No,
it's
just it changes versus
Your Mega Stamina.
on your
gives
Mega
you a
Stamina.
certain-
Right, your Mega Stamina gives you a baseline. You have 2 or 3.
I have 2.
Okay, so that is what you would have. You had a 4 with resiliency. You'd have 4 extra bashing soak and 2 extra lethal soak.
Okay, yeah, I've already
Without
got that.
resiliency,
Is it
you'd
4
have
and 1.
2 and 1.
Okay.
So I thought their example was.
And
Their,
then
Mega
their
Stamina
example
3.
is 3. Yes,
Yeah, and then
Oh, it rounds
stamina
down, that's what
Right.
it is.
also gives you
and then stamina gives you baseline soaking. Yes,
Right.
Stamina is whatever your rating in stamina is in bashing, and then half of that rounded down in lethal.
Okay.
which
okay,
makes
so
sense
yeah,
because my totals are 8 and 4. So and if my stamina, yeah,
okay, so yeah, I did that right then. So because mine are 4 for my 4 bashing for my mega, 3 from my regular stamina, and then lethal it's 2 from my mega because resiliency and 1 from my regular.
right.
Yep.
Is your base stamina 3?
Yes.
Okay, yes, because mine, right, mine are 8 and 4 because my stamina is 1 higher than yours, so that makes sense. So all of that math works out.
Okay, so I did do that right.
Yes.
But yeah, no, like I'm not kidding. Like shield, just getting that up there,
Mm-hmm.
and it just gets to be up. That's 8 and 8.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's against
There's-
that's against both lethal and lethal bashing,
Bashing.
energy and physical. Not against mental though. Mental still gets through.
Right. There's another Mega Stamina that lets you convert damage into bashing.
Yeah, well, but
Automatically.
it doesn't work against energy damage.
Ah.
It only
Right.
works against kinetic.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's adaptability. I
Yeah.
looked at that.
And then my invulnerability physical. Like if I get like invulnerability.
Or durability, sorry. That's,
Yeah.
That one's durable.
Yeah, like seriously, if I've got shield up and I get hit with a physical attack, it needs 23 bashing. Just that's adorable.
Yeah.
Well, now, see, what I need to be doing, and we haven't played the system before, as long as I have some dice left over to dodge an attack, I'm in much less danger, especially if I go ahead and pump my Mega Stamina up by 1.
Right.
I should be fine, even without the shield
Yeah.
for now.
Right.
So,
But it's all learning because you're brand new.
Yeah, yeah.
novice.
yeah.
And that was his things. I wanted him to have ways of taking hits and
Right,
Right.
right. And I wanted her to not die from hits, but she's also not a super defensive character.
Right.
She's primarily offense, which is why I didn't really give her any
Right.
defensive powers.
yeah, glass cannon.
Yeah.
But
But the stamina
she can
will help
evolve. Yeah.
survivability.
Yeah.
So,
And eventually, if you wanted to do a shield, like a heat shield, like they in
Right.
Firestarter, more than welcome to. All right, so 1 point automatic for each person. Discovery understands something new about himself and the world. Fellow Novas, yes, you
Yes.
both got that. Exceptional role play, yes, you both got that. Let's do one each. Heroism, risk life and limb to save the day. The most dramatic situations qualify for this award. Stupidity does not count. You both get it. Wisdom, discovered a way out of a trap or learned some truth behind a mystery. The data dump is that, so you both get 1. Creativity, reserved for players, destroys enjoyment. The whole photo shoot thing, both get 1. Cohesion, you worked exceptionally well together. Yeah, did pretty good.
We actually
Both get
teamed.
we
one.
did. We, like,
So you both get 1.
cool.
So 1, 2, 3,
That's 7.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Nice.
Okay, that's
That's
more than
15.
enough.
Holy shit. Look at
8, 9, and that gives me more than enough to take the next dot in Mega
Yep.
Stamina. So that will help.
Good.
Yeah, I'll have to look at stuff. I think I'm going to spend, like I said, I'm going to put it on just some regular skills. Because I was looking at that, and like I said, because there's some things that I think like he would totally have. Like I said, like he'd have bureaucracy, he'd have biz, etiquette, perform, Streetwise, Subterfuge, he'd have.
Oh, yeah. Because that also gives me another bruised health level, too.
Yeah.
So. Oh, and I found cover rules, and it increases... Lying prone is light cover. It increases your difficulty by 1. So you would have needed an extra success. And that's all it would do.
So that's kind of what we did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Effectively, that is what you did.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like we've played enough White Wolf games where we're like, it's probably something like this.
Yeah. That's all good. That's all good. All right. Well, I think we'll call it there for the night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming by and gaming, and thanks for listening. All right.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Mm-hmm.